Welcome, everybody. I know it's been a while, but we are back with the Meatheads podcast.
Moves done. Fuck with De Niro, I got a Snyder extended clip, so who wanna play hero? Go bad shit like Ozzy, I was born in the darkness. Oh, you the wolf till we pull up and you're harmless. So pray to
Burberry scars, stripping Perry on, living like a comet, moving amongst the stars. $100,000 sports car.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended.
Go fuck yourself.
How's everybody's father feeling today?
Oh, what do you guys want to talk about?
Let me talk to you.
That's right, folks. Let us talk to you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome everyone to the Circle of Debate just in time. And of course, Wrestling Between the Ropes podcast, folks. Here, episode 196. We're taking over the world, Craig. That's what we're doing. We are taking over the world. That's the name of this title of this episode. Because we are taking over it. Because we have to. If we don't, who's going to do it? Shit.
The world, Craig. Shit. Not just the city, the world.
That's right. The world. And of course, the host teams, what obviously were my other three hosts. Mi familia, mi sangre, my all. Oh, I plead for these men so much dearly, folks. I love them very, very much. Let me go ahead and introduce, of course, he is the Redeemer, the one that redeems himself to the world and to the whole community of podcasting, because he is the Redeemer himself.
Because I'm not just the coolest, and I'm not just the best.
The Redeemer is back.
That's right, the Redeemer is.
That is right, debaters. The Redeemer back here on Circle of Debate, and you know what that means. It's game over.
That is right, folks. And our other host as well, he is none other than the banger of bangers, because this man is right in between these ropes, folks. But before you play that, I'm going to tell him where the hell you been, my boy. That's right. Where the hell you been? Where the hell you been? You know what? Where the hell you been?
My boy. I'm the only one to yell at him. Craig, where the hell you been?
Where the hell you been, Craig? Where the hell you been, Craig?
Banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger.
You are banging along with us right now.
He is banging with us, folks. The Painter Podcasting, folks. That is TK. What is going on, Poppy? What's going on, man?
You guys.
Dude, we had to play that. Where the hell you been, Craig? Where the hell you been?
That clip is fucking awesome. Awesome, man. Awesome. What's up, Kayla? How are you doing?
Hey, Kayla. Hey, Kango.
De Niro. Great show right before, man. Jay Uso, overrated or not. Go check it out. I certainly got a lot to say about that. We'll talk about that tonight for sure. But man, life, work, trying to get readapted back to this podcast and life. But I'm back tonight on the Debate Network on Circle of Debate with my guys. Justin, too sweet me, man. Oh, I'm missing the Psycho one tonight. Missing Dom tonight, man. Hope you're having a good night, Dom. Pepsi Phil, I've been thinking about you, man.
Whoa.
Baby, those arms, those biceps, baby.
Like the kids say. Like the kids say, pause.
Oh, wait. We got to save this for OnlyFans here.
I'm coming at him hot and I'm coming at him early. Let's go, baby. And Poppy, missed you, Daddy. I missed you, baby. I missed you.
Welcome back.
Welcome we about to charge $399.99.
I got a lot to talk about, Poppy. So I'm gonna pass the bug and let's roll, baby. I missed you guys.
And besides, also welcome back. He's back as well because he was not here last week, but he's back this week. And somehow I can see him, but I know that light brightens right behind him because the light loves him. But man, we love him as well because it's Mussolini. It's Kennedy.
Oh.
He's a motherfucking Pepsi. That's right, ladies.
Hello,
ladies. Let's see those arms. Let's see him. Let's see him, Phil.
Get it, Phil. Come on.
Throw him up. Come on, baby.
Throw him up, Pepsi Phil. How the hell is Pepsi Phil?
Y'all know I'm doing it for you.
You see?
And yes, all those wondering, he is wearing a towel underneath.
Yes, he is. He's wearing a towel.
I'm just saying, Val Venus crawled so I could walk. Just saying.
See?
Oh shit! See, there you go, folks. Because he still got it, folks. He still got it. You still got it, Pepsi. You still got it. That is right. That is right, folks. Before we begin the show, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate everybody. Do not forget to go ahead and, if you're new to this channel, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button below, and also check us out on all of these audio platforms see surrounding us, and much more audio platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Overcast, Radio Public. You can catch us Amazon Music. You can catch us on Twitch as well, everywhere around the world. And we thank everybody for tuning in. Don't forget that this debate is brought to you by, of course, Pepsi Phil Esquire. Of course, Esquire right here, folks, because this man brings you the Mussolini of all Kennedy, baby. Because, man, not only that, if you have issues with your back or you're having issues of drinking the wrong soda or you're having issues with anybody at all, hit an attorney at law right here, Pepsi Phil, at 1-800-Mussolini. That is right. Make sure, once again, 1-800 Mussolini. He will fight for you, folks. Ain't that right, Justin? Ain't that right, Justin? Ain't that right?
Pepsi Phil is not responsible if you receive the wrong can of Pepsi.
That's right. You know, we're making a commercial on that shit. We're making a commercial on that shit. We are. Oh, man. I want to thank everybody here in the chat, man. See, we have the Kango crew right here. See, Dango, what's going on?
Kango.
Hashtag Kango.
That's right. See, look, even De Niro's going to pay his $3.99. You see? He wants to. I'm paying it. Pay it now, folks.
I'm feeling some kind of way about the Yeeter of Worlds commentary.
And of course, out there from Mexico, my boy George. He said, greetings from Mexico. That's right. Appreciate you, George. And Monday Night Raw was freaking awesome. I'm glad I experienced it live. Yes.
Nice.
That's right. Kayla did go to Monday Night Raw, so I know that for sure.
Yeah, we want to see photos.
That's right. You want to see photos, bro.
We want to see videos. You better have been doing this the whole time.
I know, Kayla. We want to see that. Man, we got a lot to talk about, folks, because we're at least one more week coming up. Next week, we're going to have a lot of things happening here in this channel. Besides, happening next week. We've got the watch alongs for 2 days. We got Saturday and Sunday. We'll be watching King of the Ring. I'll be up taking care of that Saturday morning. And you can join us on that live watch along. Hopefully, Kayla and Dangle will join me on that. Sunday, Dom will be taking care of as well the AEW Double or Nothing pay-per-view. But before we get into AEW, let's talk about the tournament of the King of the Ring tournament. Let's get into the men so far, folks. So this is what we happen on Raw. We have Jey Uso, who defeated Dragunov into heading to the semifinals in the Raw turn side. and Gunther defeating Kofi Kingston, which was a great match. Great match on that side. But we still have the SmackDown that's happening tomorrow. As we got Carmelo Hayes versus Randy Orton. We got LA Knight. Yeah, let me talk to you, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Talk to me, baby. Talk to me, baby. Yeah, versus the Bloodlines 2.0, I would say. No, but I know it's Bloodline. It's Bloodline. I'll call it Bloodline. Versus Tama Tonga, which is great to see Tama Tonga. I'm so happy to see him. It's just so weird of seeing him in WWE. It's just I'm still trying to accept it. I don't know. It's just me. I'm so used to New Japan seeing him, and the Gorillas of Destiny, my God. Like, if you people will understand that all of us went ape shit on the chat, like Tim and I and Justin, everybody, we went ape shit. Like, Gorillas of Destiny, Uso, there's so much shit. But that's fantasy book. We're not talking about fantasy booking right now, folks. We're talking about what's the update of the tournament, who is going to make it to the finals, and giving our thoughts on this. So I'll take it to you. TK, give us your thoughts overall on the Raw side and the preview for SmackDown side. So break it away. The floor is yours.
All right. So first of all, I want to say that this is cool. All right. Taking it back, because I didn't get a chance last week to talk with you guys about this, but having a pure 16-person man or woman on both sides tournament is fucking awesome. Like, that really takes it back. If you go back to like the old school King of the Ring, like when Bret Hart won, when Owen Hart won, there were 16 people in those. And they did like the obvious winner matches on Raw, and then they would take it to 8 on the pay-per-view. So having 16 people, and not only having 16 people, but they stacked the motherfucking tournaments. Like, dude, they fucking stacked this shit. So I commend them for their booking. I commend them for putting 16 people together. The Raw side of it was pretty obvious to me from the get. Again, love the matchups, but it was going to come down to Jay versus Gunther for sure. Not actually, I take that back. There was a part of me that before I saw the brackets, I thought that it would be Dragunov versus Gunther. Mm-hmm. But once the brackets came out, I was like, all right, there's no way that Dragunov is going through fucking Jay Uso. Jay, Gunther. On the other side, I mean, look at these fucking 4 people on the screen. Carmelo Hayes. This is Baron Corbin. Let's give him his props. Fantastic fucking match. Slapping hands with the fucking fans. Face Baron Corbin. He looked great in the ring. So love that. Randy Orton, Tama Tonga, they're going to continue their feud that they got going right now. And I fully expect Randy Orton to win that match against Carmelo Hayes. And I think Tama Tonga is going to beat LA Knight with some help from Solo Sikoa and Tonga Loa. And we're going to get a Randy Orton versus fucking Tama Tonga finals on the SmackDown side to match Jey Uso versus Gunther. So what are we going to get then, fellas? Are we going to get a bloodline story in the finals for the King of the Ring? Fuck no, we're not. Why would we? No one needs that shit. All right? No one needs any of that. All right? We're going to get Gunther defeating Jey Uso. And we're going to get Randy Orton going over Tama Tonga. And then we'll get Gunther and Randy, and we'll talk about that at a later date for sure. But while we're here again, I just want to see how great the King of the Ring has been. What they've done with telling story, and we'll talk about the women shortly, but what they've done with telling stories inside of these King of the Ring matches, what they're doing. Look at the SmackDown side of things right now. You got a Bloodline versus Randy Orton story, which is going based off taking KO out. And on the Raw side, Gunther's going through all his ex-opponents. Like, I mean, that's cool as fuck. I mean, I don't know that Gunther faced Kofi in the past, but he had the thing with Woods in the past. So him and New Day and Imperium been feuding for a while. So they have got to have cross paths at some point. Now, Jey Uso. Main event Jey. Yeet, yeet, yeet. 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 I want to just preface what I'm about to say right now by saying that I absolutely love Jey Uso. And go back and check out De Niro's show that he just dropped right before this. For sure. If you go to my Twitter, you'll see my banner. It's got Jey Uso in it. My YouTube channel's got Jey Uso in it. All right. I love Jey Uso. Fucking, as a matter of fact, I might have that picture on the screen right there in it. That exact picture. All right. Like, I love fucking Jey Uso. Usos are my favorite tag team of all time. I think they're the greatest tag team of all time, which is saying a lot because I thought no one could ever touch the Legion of Doom. So, like, 1A and 1B right there with the Usos, all right? Jey Uso got over so hard as main event Jay, like, and just did his thing. I'm fucking so over Yeet. Like, he's not LA Knight, all right? Like, LA Knight got his thing with all right? So he says, I'm gonna win the King of the Ring. Yeah, I'm gonna whoop Tama Tonga's ass. Yeah, the Bloodline's gonna interfere and fuck me. Yeah, that's what's gonna go down. Yeah, but like on the flip side, now you got Jey Uso. I'm gonna go wrestle Gunther. Yeet, and I'm gonna yeet and out yeet. Like he ain't gonna work.
Just yeet down, like, son.
Yeet. And then his matches got bad. Super kick, spear, super kick, spear, super kick, spear. Like crash in the corner, go to the top rope for his place. Like, yo, again, this guy is in my fucking Twitter banner and on my YouTube thing. Like, this sucks to say. Go back to being with Jimmy J. Like, I'm done. This is done. You have yeeted yourself out of this picture. He is the top guy on Raw with Seth out and Cody Gunn. Stop it. Stop it now. Get CM Punk back ASAP. Get Drew McIntyre back ASAP. Get Gunther up ASAP. Damian Priest looked great. I'm sure we'll talk about that. Like, let's keep elevating him. Let's get Finn Balor back into that main event ASAP. But Jey Uso as is ain't it. If he can somehow find a way to go back to being main event Jey before the Yeet Master Jey Uso, the master of the fucking Yeet flies, stop it. Just fucking stop it. Stop it. I'm over it.
That sound like the next circular debate right there.
It's like a debate center right there.
Gunther's gonna smash his ass, and I'm sure the Bloodline's gonna cost him. But I digress, and that's all I wanted to get off my chest.
Okay.
All right, Pepsi Phil, take it away, brother.
I mean, aside from Tim's unhinged rant on the Yeeter of Worlds, I agree with all of it. Truth be told, the best thing about this tournament is that it does the one thing every tournament's supposed to do. Bring all your guys who are close to being top guys and seeing what they do and creating stories to make them closer to being top guys. Like Randy Orton always going to be a top guy. Not a big deal. Yo, brother.
The future, Tom.
But people who aren't used to seeing Tama Tonga go, they get to see him in a tournament, so it's great for that. Gunther was always money, and honestly, we were always wondering what they're going to do to keep him in the main event picture. Mm-hmm. So this tournament makes me feel good. In regards to Jey Uso, I think, and here's the problem with being one of the top guys, right now, because he's pretty much, with Roman and the rest of them gone, he's pretty much your top echelon on Raw. Like, he's the top guy there. They can't afford to have him get hurt again, because then they're screwed. So they're basically, if you look at his move set, before everyone got hurt, he was a lot more dynamic. He is wrestling safe. He's pulling a John Cena. He's got 5 moves. 5 moves that man needs to stay safe. And he has been doing all 5 of them, like the splash, the super kick, even the hand smack to people's faces. That is like his 5 moves set right there to pretty much keep him from getting way too hurt. Because if you've noticed, he does not do any, like, the tope suicidas don't exist anymore. He's not doing any work outside of the ring in regards to, like, on the floor. Like, he is literally, like, they're protecting their top talent right now. Mm-hmm. So I understand your point, and you are absolutely right. He is less dynamic than he was when he was with Jimmy, and less dynamic before everyone else got hurt. But for me, it's like what you do with your quarterback. If you got a bunch, unless it's a pay-per-view, you ain't gonna put him out there all the time for all those moves, doing random slides or whatever to go make your number 1 championship. It's a pregame. Why is he out there anyway? Period.
And he is selling. I should have finished what I had to say with. I get why they're doing it, because the merch that they are selling for. I mean, look at the crowd. Look at the crowd reaction. All right, and look at the merch he's selling. I get it, and he's relating with the kids. I get it. I guess just as a middle-aged adult, I'm over it.
No, you are wrong. Like, honestly, I look at it and go, like, because honestly, all I'm seeing is right now is this is literally what I'm doing. I'm like, I'm already counting down to the Usos versus God. I don't care about a two thing. That's all I care about.
Yes.
That is all I care about. All this right here is like, okay, Jay, I'm literally just like, as far as I'm concerned, as soon as God showed up, I'm like, Jay better not ever win a championship again until Jimmy comes. You ain't allowed to win because when you tag back up, you're gonna give me my Usos versus God.
Give me what I want.
Face Uso,
Yes.
let's go.
Exactly. So honestly,
yeah.
everyone keeps complaining talking about Jay gets so close to the gold. You're damn right, and he ain't ever gonna win because they're saving him for tag teams. Like they're because truth be told, Jay does not need a belt. Like he does not need a belt. He did like he doesn't. Like at this point, what does a belt give him that he doesn't already have right now? So
I'm gonna hold myself for last, of course, but yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, but back to the tournament. Honestly, I gotta say, first of all, I am most happy we get to see Carmelo Hayes in the mix. Because truth be told, when he came up from the main roster, I was really nervous about what they were going to do with him. I was real nervous about it. And right now, they gave him Cody, they've given him Randy, Dylan, and they're giving him some top guys to go against. And even he admitted that the first thing they said, like the first thing Shawn Michaels said to him is, "You better work harder than everybody else there." Period. So just because of his size. So so overall the tournament, I think the real question is who do we see winning the King of the Ring? Because right now the guys they have, aside from Tama Tonga and LA Knight, it could go to anybody.
Yeah,
it could literally go to anybody, as far as I'm concerned. And you're right, King Mello don't miss.
Yo, can I add something and maybe get your perspective too, Phil?
Mm-hmm.
On Raw this past week, Adam Pearce told Braun Breaker that he couldn't be in the King of the Ring because he didn't earn it. He hasn't done this. He hasn't done that. So I guess my question is like, I guess they're two different shows. So maybe Nick Aldis flies by a different fucking beat or something. But what's the difference between Braun Breaker being it and Carmelo Hayes being it? What's the difference between Braun Breaker and Lyra Valkyria being in it? So like that was like one of like the small things, but I get like you can't put Brian in there because Brian ain't gonna win it, so he can't take a loss. I get that, but come up with a better fucking excuse next time.
Yeah, that right there makes no sense. Other than unless, like for me, I was thinking because at first I thought they were just gonna say you being punished for something you did or something like that would make a lot more sense, which would lead to him becoming a heel. Because honestly, this happy-go-lucky Braun was all friendly and shit. I don't want to see that. Like I don't want that at all. Braun got multiple syllables in this conversation. I want the Braun that was literally monosyllabic and just beating people up. Like that's who I miss right there. Not to say that Braun can't be both of them, but I had more fun when Braun was just literally just being a monster running through people and only speaking when he has to.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, we'll see. I mean, like I said. But I am curious to see what they do with Braun. I am surprised Baron had a really good showing, though. Not to say that Baron's not a good wrestler, but we have not seen that Baron for a very long time. Like, I mean, we're talking like before broke Baron, we haven't seen that. Like,
Baron.
My God. But before I pass to the Universe,
yeah, so
shout out to Dylan, the world.
So, like I said, honestly,
I've greetings from the man with 3 H's.
Wonderful! The man with 3 H's has arrived. Could you please how we buried this young?
But Tim, I'm with you, man. I love the tournament system for building your talent and getting great matches. I know some people call it like lazy booking if you put them in a tournament, but I think that's probably the best type of booking. For pretty much, especially if you want to start a new era, what do? You come up with you revive the King of the Ring system, and you literally make it. And like, do we know which finals this is going to end up at? Dom, what's up, brother?
It will be happening at King and Queen of the Ring pay-per-view.
Okay, so it's going to be at there. Okay, I wasn't sure they had announced the King and Queen of the Ring pay-per-view yet. Yep. So honestly, that I think that's what we got to see. That's where we see everyone's culmination, and that's where you get the big storylines. So, I mean, like I said, I am torn between it being King Mello or Gunther winning the whole thing. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm like, those are the two dudes who I want to come down to, or at least to have those guys be your options. Because Carmelo, I think it'd be kind of neat to have like an upstart come in and just take that shit. Gunther is just like, of course it's Gunther. Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I love it. Redeemer, break it down for us, brother.
So I'm gonna start by saying I think this tournament has been very, very good. I will say that. I have been, again, like I'm gonna kind of like mesh this all into like one here, because this kind of like is how I can kind of see how we're gonna get to this final here. It's like getting really hard to like really decide now. Like we've all basically said Gunther at this point. Gunther's gonna win this whole thing. But at this point, I was looking at it as well. Jey Uso's made it so far, and he took Drew McIntyre's spot. So does that mean Drew McIntyre was penciled in to win this whole thing? So now I'm starting to get really confused here, because there's also one other option. There's also one other like big glaring thing that we haven't talked about yet, and that's Gunther's travel issues. Are they still a thing?
They are
they still a thing right now? Because think about it. He didn't go to Australia. He didn't go to France. Has it been solved yet at this point? Because if that hasn't been actually fixed yet, we're basically saying at this point, Jey Uso's going to win this on the Raw side here. Which at that point, I'm going to guess at that point we're going to get the Bloodline story told in the finals. As much as I feel like it's a waste of the tournament just to tell that story, to basically, because again, if we've also going off Gunther's promo of saying I'm going to go challenge for the world title, or I can go challenge for the Intercontinental title. If that means Jey wins, it goes into the finals and wins this thing, we're just basically going to get him and Priest again. So basically, we're just doing this to have the throwaway at King and Queen of the Ring with Priest again. So it's starting to just feel like I'm hoping that whole situation's been solved. I hope it's been solved, because honestly, you didn't need this tournament to tell Bloodline story. It really wasn't necessary. Like, you have to, like, at that point, a more intriguing way of doing that would have been trying to get Jey to just basically be like, I have to get over to SmackDown. I'm tired of seeing, as much as I'm not part of the Bloodline right now, I can't sit back and watch family get beaten up by family itself. Like, I have to go in there and I have to intervene here. Like, again, would it make it obvious if Gunther wins? Yes, but again, it's Gunther. Would you rather be solidified and just say Gunther's going to be the man? We're crowning Gunther. We're about to push him to the world title and just have him go on a fucking tear with that thing. Like, now we're really getting to a point where, again, I think we have to really pay attention to what happens Monday, because from there, we're going to know what we're going to get at this point. If Gunther wins, we're going to get, I have a feeling, Gunther and Orton. We're going to get Gunther and Orton in the finals with Gunther going over. But if Jey Uso wins this, that immediately tells you right there, Gunther's travel issues are not fixed, and we're getting Bloodline story again, just so we can get a throwaway with Jey at Clash of the Castle, which is a little concerning on my end, which is a little disappointing right there, because, again, the whole Drew McIntyre thing. Where does Drew McIntyre stand here? He's saying that he's going to get a championship match again. How's that going to happen if Jey Uso's in there going against Priest for the world title? Like, there's so many back and forth things here with this right now. It's very difficult to like really do it, but I like that right now. I like how we're like, we can basically go down one route. Like, they have so many branching paths right now in this tournament. And it's going to be so interesting to see how they get to these, like, which path they're going to go down here. So I'm intrigued, absolutely, here.
Okay. Oh, about your Gunther question. So for him to actually be able to get a quote unquote visa fixed thing, the residency issues, he has to, after from Elimination Chamber, he has to be in this country flat without traveling for 6 straight months.
Yep.
So If he finishes the 6 months, he should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Why he hasn't been able to do a European tour. So I don't know why the residency thing has to happen for 6 months, because like I guess once you establish residency, you actually have to live there to prove it. You can't just buy a place. So I think by the time the King of the Ring tournament comes in, he should be straight visa wise. So I think the only reason is that because when he first signed on with Vince, he wasn't like he didn't plan on staying, so he was flying back and forth and still had a residency overseas because, as he has said a couple of times, he didn't like Vince's product and did not want to commit to it wholly. So now that situations have changed and Elimination Chamber came up, he was like, "Well, I'm here," so he got 6 months to do it. So
so that makes it again really intriguing to find out here because again, you said from Elimination Chamber, which was in what, March, February, something around there. March. So it's only been around 3 months. So basically, we might be looking at Bloodline story final right now, which is, again, I feels like we don't need
beat Gunther though, Justin. He beats him clean.
I don't know.
Like
I can't see it. I can't see it being
loses
clean.
2 times clean in 2 months.
I can't see it being clean because you think I don't think beating Gunther clean is good for like Gunther at that point.
I think
you need chaos. Like you're gonna need Imperium interference to do it at this point.
Exactly. I think what's his name comes in and screws him over as revenge. Was it Kaiser? Yeah,
Kaiser.
Yeah, I think Kaiser comes in and screws him over, and that's what puts Jay over.
Yeah,
but he remains to be seen. But I mean, like I said, truth be told, I wouldn't be mad if Randy won either.
I can't see it happening, even with it, because again, like, what's more intriguing at that point is having either Jay versus Tama, so you can tell some kind of story there, or just having Jay versus Randy. Like, Randy's already basically forgave Jay after what happened in War Games. So basically, it wouldn't really be much out of that. You would basically be telling you'd basically be building more story if you do it Jay with Tama, because that way, again, you can still do Jay sitting on the sidelines watching the Bloodline 2.0, if that's what we're going to call it, destroying everything. You know, they've destroyed family. Jay has to basically could be the guy to go into there and just walk into Adam Pearce's office and go, listen, I've been sitting back and I know I don't really feel like I need to be involved, but there's something that's telling me I need to go back to SmackDown and I need to do it. And that's when Pearson, all this work a trade through so Jay can go to SmackDown so that way he can continue telling the story over there. Like, there's so much more intrigue with that final than having it just be Randy versus Jay, and it's like putting aside everything just to be like friendly battle, King of the Ring, here we go.
I do like that because how else would Jay get over there to help Jimmy and Roman? I always thought it would, but they said you can't switch shows anymore. So
that's why it has to be a trade. They were talking about trades. Building up before that. So, like, at that point, it would have to be a trade.
We're forgetting one important factor in all this, though, that I think they've been doing a really good job of, like, foreshadowing. I think it's a Paul Heyman move.
Yeah.
Heyman
sticks his nose in and says, Jay, listen.
That's true.
Exactly. I think it's because Paul brings him over.
And just think, Paul's already done that with Jay. Exactly. When they had that little interaction backstage where Heyman gave him that look like, come save me, please. We need it now.
That's the foreshadow I'm talking about. Like, it's not going to be that hard because, like, I don't think it's going to be Jay. I think it's going to be one of those. Jay's going to be done with all of that, and Paul's going to bring him back. You got to remember the family. You got to remember the family. And I don't know, Roman may show up to help him as well, but I don't know. So
this is it. I love the fact all of you guys had valid, extremely good points. It's really too much. It's a lot of scenarios in this situation that it could go either route.
I mean, that's the good thing about the tournament, though. I mean, like I think Tim said it best. It is a stacked tournament with at least 3 or 4, or even 5 different storylines that are brewing and will probably end up happening because of the tournament.
And what I love about it too, as well, is that it's professional wrestling here in this tournament now. It's not like I'm gonna keep on saying that. I know I say it every week, but it is like. When have you seen like this, like Kofi and Gunther go at it and Kofi go at it like that? It's been a while we've seen Kofi go doing those type of moves in for quite some time. So that was great on his side. I know credit to Gunther too, what he's done for him. And as well for Dragunov and Jey Uso. That what I kind of knew was not gonna happen because it will be too obvious too soon. And that's one thing I think Papa H kind of want to save that one for a later time. Between Dragunov and Gunther, because that is a fucking takeover matchup. That part 2 we want to see, and that's a I know it's a PLE, but I call it pay-per-view. I don't give a shit. But I feel like that is still an event that he can use down the line in the future. Or how you mentioned too, Justin. Maybe let's say if the interference is from Dragunov, and he's the one that actually interferes on this one between the semifinals and Gunther and Jey Uso. And that might happen if Jey Uso wins and goes to the finals. It's for that reason. Then we can see maybe down the line where we'll see that story heading in between Gunther and Dragunov down in the future. Because I know Papa H saw, he went ape shit where that was like one of the top 5 matches of the year during the pandemic between Dragunov and freaking Gunther. You want to save that for an audience for sure, and not just a regular Raw. So that's one thing. It's a teaser that we're getting. So that could be the case in this scenario. But I love everybody's point of view here across the board.
So
I love it.
Here's my last question on this. So this is a tournament. Because and Tim, you're right. Because it is so stacked, truth be told, who benefits, and forget about like finals and all that shit and all storylines or whatever, who would benefit the most at being king of the ring? I know we haven't talked about Queen yet, but we're talking about kings. Who would benefit the most? And I don't want to say who needs it, but whose arc and right now would benefit the most with a crown of King of the Ring?
Does this King of the Ring give you a title shot right now? Or is it just being King of the Ring, like Xavier Woods was a wasted king?
There was no confirmation that it is a title match for the winner. But Gunther basically, when he first announced that he was going to be in King of the Ring, kind of dropped the hint.
Yeah.
He was like, if I win this, I can go challenge for the world title, or I can go challenge for the Intercontinental title. And I'm like, well, if that ain't telling you that he's basically saying that the King of the Ring is going to get a title match, then I don't know what is.
So my question is that like all these guys, like everyone on the screen right now, have their own trajectory in regards to their quote unquote main event status. The only person I see who honestly would benefit the most is Carmelo Hayes. Like he is the only one I feel that, because he does not have a storyline, like he does not have an arc. He just came up, and it is not unheard of for a rookie to get that King of the Ring. Because let's face it, that's how Booker T won. That's how, I mean, the number of King of the Rings were pretty much have been mid-level guys who came up to main event status because they got that crown.
Bret Hart,
exactly.
When he won it, he was a mid card, and then from there he became a main event after that.
So that's my big question. Like all these guys are already in main event status. Does it behoove any of them to get the crown? I mean, LA Knight's already headed towards the U.S. Championship. At least that's what we believe. Randy's Randy. Tama Tonga, maybe, but it would be kind of weird for him to win it with him being part of the bloodline, because you got the head of the table with the King of the Ring. So it's like a little disconnect right there.
The only thing I see in this scenario is I see it's on the SmackDown side for me. I see Randy in the semi versus Tama Tonga. I hate to say I love LA Knight, But the thing is that it's too repetitive to see him again getting close to the top of the mountain again. And let's say he goes to the finals. It's like, again, it's like, shit. Again, he's going to be in that losing streak. It's like, I'm tired of seeing that. I want him to do something different on this case. In this case scenario, the reason why I say Tama Tonga and Randy Orton, because I'm always surprised who's going to interfere in that matchup. Kevin Owens, who lost the Backlash in that tag team match. Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. Yeah. Why not Randy Orton go in the finals, either between Jay or Gunther? Until we'll find out. Well, you know, what you guys mentioned about his visa, we'll find out that day. If it's official, then there you go. But I feel that who really benefits from the doubt to win this will be Randy Orton. Why do I say that? Because where are we going to have if they save it for last? Let's say next week they actually save it and announce it officially. The winner of the finals will get a title shot at the next event. Which what do you have? Clash of the Castle. You have that, or you can save it for SummerSlam. It all depends what stories they're going with, which we'll say.
I mean, it could be Saudi Arabia too now.
Well, that could be, but I still remember the finals is at Saudi Arabia coming up. So let's say Randy, or you mentioned it. If they say Saudi, they announced it at the at the PLE, whatever the fuck. I still call it pay-per-view. I don't give a shit. But it's just like as long as they announce it. As long as they announce it that pay-per-view event, that the winner of that gets whoever gets the crown also gets the reward of getting a title shot of their brand. So to say Randy gets it, why not have Randy and Cody? Where did Cody kind of elevate his career? With legacy. What else happened during that time? A lot of ups and downs. Who was his first feud? Randy Orton when he was introduced. Why not against Randy Orton? Because I feel that this is going to be his last run in a way. I feel that this is going to be his way out, and why not getting a title shot and put Cody over? It's going to be a good story. I'm going to say it wasn't be a bad story. It's going to be a great story between those two. Because what do you think Cody doesn't want to go over someone just like Randy Orton, who's the legend killer, baby, everything what he's done, his credentials, his career. Why not Randy Orton put over Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam, or they say, or Survivor Series, wherever they do it, or Clash of the Castle. It all depends on what scenario they're going to go with. And that's what I love about this tournament. I know Deniro mentioned in the chat earlier that this was by far one of the best tournaments. It could be, but I think it's just the beginning of what we're going to be seeing moving forward on Papa H's era. Because Papa H has done tremendously now that he's officially 100% all his, baby.
Welcome to a new time. Welcome to a new era.
That's right. It's era, baby. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that's how I feel. I don't know who you guys pick as a winner, but I pick Randy Orton my way.
Yeah. So to answer Phil's question, so Gunther has to win this, in my opinion. Justin, you made a bunch of compelling ass fucking points and made me feel like Jey Uso maybe could and should win it so he gets to move to SmackDown. But man, Gunther cannot fucking lose. He cannot be pinned. I don't when Gunther came out for his first promo about this and straight up said, this is for a future world title shot. But then there's a couple of things. One, when you think about it being for a future world title shot, there's no one on the Raw side right now that Gunther can go and beat for that title, unless you the belt's going Priest, probably to Balor. So maybe Gunther beats Balor, and we don't even get this McIntyre Punk title thing again until down the road, towards WrestleMania season, and we get Priest, Balor, Gunther, and that's where we go from there. When your question though, Phil, for who on the screen could use it the most, definitely Mello. There's no doubt about that. But at the end of the day, just wearing the crown of King Mello, but it better fucking elevate him. It better King Regal him. It better not fucking. There's been some really bad kings over the years. King Corbin sucked. I don't mind King Mello. No offense to King Woods, but King Woods sucks. All right, that's shitty. I know you need to give Xavier Woods. You're never going to give him a world title, right? You're probably never going to put the Intercontinental title on him unless you really build a story for him. But you need to give him something. So you put the fucking King of the Ring on him so he's got a singles accolade. But what the fuck did he do with it? Nothing. I don't want that mediocrity to happen with Mello, which concerns me. So King of the Ring going to Gunther and him just saying I'm the King of the Ring and taking his shot when he gets it, because I do think that LA Knight's going to take the U.S. title off of Logan Paul, which is very confusing with the match that's going on later. We'll talk about, but that's really all I had to say. Who's the most deserved, or who probably would need it the most is probably Carmelo Hayes. I think Poppy, to your point with Randy Orton, him and Cody will go down at some point. He will beat Cody. He will not put him over. He will beat Cody and become a 15-time world champion. I don't know if it's SummerSlam. It's going to be an RKO out of nowhere, a heel turn.
That's a
hot take that belt, but I'm gonna move on.
See, I think it's a heel turn for sure. I don't know if he's getting the belt though, because to your point though, after he beat AJ, who else is there but Randy?
Randy. KO and Randy. I've been yelling about a KO heel turn for KO versus Cody forever.
Yeah, exactly.
And Randy. So they're right. Those are the two guys. Like, that's it.
So if it's Randy and he turns heel, I actually think that'll be a much better story. And if this is quote unquote his swan song, yeah, he's losing. If this is going to be the run before he retires, he's going to lose and kind of retire out that way.
I think he becomes a 15-time champion, maybe a 16-time champion. Him and Cody play flip-flop with his daddy used to do. And they flip that belt around a couple of times, daddy. And Randy becomes a 16-time champion in the process. And we have a Cena, not for the title, but we have like some magical Cena versus Orton final match with them both being 16-time champions. Maybe Flair's the ref or something.
There's no way they take the title off of Cody that soon. After he beats Roman.
I don't
think about it though, but think about it. We've had how many title runs where they've been for fucking prolonged periods of time? It's time for Damian to lose it to Finn at SummerSlam and Cody to lose it to Randy at SummerSlam. And then at Survivor Series, we get another title change.
No, the only person that Damian Priest should be dropping that title to is the man that's on the screen right there in Gunther. And that's it. Like, Priest is basically going babyface.
Why not just have Gunther take it from Balor then and give Balor a quick recognition title?
Priest is basically going babyface right now. You want to freaking have him drop the title? You drop it to the freaking uber heel in fucking.
So then Gunther has to win the King of the Ring, Justin. So then,
that's if you go that route. That's if you go that route. You do that.
But why not
Balor?
Again,
the traveling thing is what's going to put this whole thing up in the air right now.
You don't think we're going to get Balor and Priest at SummerSlam for the world title?
No, I think we'll get Balor and Priest, but we ain't going to get a title involved in it.
I see. I know where you're going with it. I know exactly where you're going with it.
You already said, like, if it's a loss, it's not a clean loss. Then it's literally Balor and JD screwing over Damian.
Yeah, at this point, Priest is going to be the face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still like I said. I don't think
about that.
I don't think his piece is going to.
So just wait till Rhea comes back. When Rhea comes back, she's going to come in there and she's going to rip fucking Priest a new asshole. She's going to come out there and go, "Look at you! You went soft while I went."
Now I disagree. Now I have to disagree with what you're saying because I think Rhea's going to come back as a face, and maybe her and Priest are still aligned as faces because wasn't Priest already talking to Dom about Liv? Like, didn't
I was about to say, that's
like,
going to be a thing.
So Liv's going to be joining whatever new Judgment Day they got going with Finn, JD, Dom, Carlito, Liv, and Rhea's going to come back as the face.
I think that's going to be I think that's going to be going like when the official heel change from heel to face for Damian happens. I think that's when the Judgment Day ends because I think they go their separate ways. Rhea comes back, and we get an inverted Latino heat move where instead of quote unquote Eddie fighting for China, it'll be a Dom. They be fighting for Dom between Liv and him.
And Rhea's not going to be fighting for him. Get out of here. He's going to fucking come out and put him through a table and say fucking
exactly. I mean, obviously that's probably what's going to end up happening.
Yeah, it's going to be like take this motherfucker.
Well, remember, Liv is still on that revenge tour.
Yeah.
And so her coming back, Rhea coming back and seeing her man hanging out with Liv, that's a story.
We're gonna get into the story one.
Sorry, Poppy, man. I've been trying. I feel like Dom tonight. I'm derailing. We're on the 1800s.
Right here is.
We just call it debate center tonight and shit and stuff.
Okay, so Queen of the Ring. So who we got for Queen of the Ring?
All right, so now let's move on to the Queen of the Ring.
Oh, look at the screen. It's so
I've already picked my winner. I already picked my
I know.
I'll
So
pick
by
my
far,
one.
this is what we have on the Raw side. The semifinals, we got Io Sky versus Lyra Valkyria, which it was going to happen. Which I would say, by the way, it was a great matchup. You know, all these 4 women on Raw did it have. I'm loving this fucking Raw. The 3 hours that I'm enjoying that Pop H is doing with professional wrestling with their not sports entertainment, none of that bullshit. No, fuck that shit. This is professional wrestling, folks. Great job. You know, I know you and Shayna kind of had, but remember, they met a long time ago in Stardom, back in the days, long time ago. They met at NXT, and then they're meeting here again, you know, this past Monday night on Raw. Lyra, she did a great job versus Zoe. I love Zoe, man. That's one girl that I really support. Yes. She's underrated. Man, I could go on and on, but I'm gonna hold myself on that one. But on the SmackDown, the preview we have Tiffany is Tiffy time, baby, versus Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax. We finally get to see the match we wanted to see as one-on-one. That was Jade Cargill and Nia Jax. Last week, you know, it was a great. I know we didn't talk about SmackDown what happened because we recorded on Thursday. But one thing I will say, I was impressed of her performance of Jade Cargill. She did get the fans over. It was a scary moment when she did her finisher on Piper Niven. I saw her. I don't know if you guys saw her left knee. It looked like it twisted, and I was scared. Like, oh, please tell me she wasn't hurt. But she was fine. I was like, oh, thank God.
Thank God.
It was scary as hell because the way how she picked her up. But I give her credit. Everything credit where credit's due to Jade Cargill on this. And I'm excited to see where we're going with this. But I mean, I'll go right away, you know, and before I pass it to you guys. I'm just really gonna say on the SmackDown preview, I can really say as much as people, I don't know what happened with Tiffany, because I'm hearing rumor in windows. Once again, folks, we're opinionators. We're not piece of shit seltzer, especially that piece of shit Alvarez. Fuck that piece of shit. And we're not shouting Ross Sapp or Wade Keller. No, we're just our opinioners. We're analysts, folks. We are analysts here in the world of professional podcast and wrestling, folks. That's right. But I don't know what happened with Tiffany, but I don't know what's going on. I heard there's something rumor in windows. I don't know exactly what it is. I have to read into it and see what I think about that. But I still pick Tiffany to advance. Somehow I feel like Bianca might sell the knee from last week. She'll be like, oh, my knee. Oh. And then Tiffany takes us over. On Jade Cargill and Nia Jax. I know people are saying Nia Jax. Is she going to give Jade Cargill a first loss? Papa H, if you give this woman her first loss to Nia Jax, I'm going to be pissed the fuck off because I know shit's about to hit the fan.
Well, but why? Well, why though? Why would you be mad?
Because no, not in a fucking tournament. No.
But no. Here's the thing, though. Why? Because think about it. She's a tag team.
But Nia Jax
has Nia been doing bad work since she's come back? Be honest. Since she's come back, has she been bad?
Oh yes.
Yo, can I interject really quick? Yeah. Yo, so I think what Poppy's trying to say is that Jade Cargill can't take a clean loss, right?
Yeah.
That's no, right. I know you understand that portion of it, but where I want to interject is this: in past King of the Ring tournaments and past tournaments like Undertaker versus Kane, we have seen matches that have gone to a draw. I think Stone Cold versus Shawn.
Yeah.
Okay. So and I, I'll talk in a little bit, but I'm just saying, what if these two women fight to a double count out and Tivy Time beats Bianca and Tivy Time automatically advances to the finals with maybe some outside interference helping her beat Bianca. She gets the upset win. These are all WrestleMania caliber matches. All three of these matches on screen. Again, you guys are talking. I just wanted to say, what if we get the double count out, double DQ? Think about that, fellas.
I agree with that.
Overall, I got Tiffy winning the whole thing.
Oh man,
because honestly, Jade is on a run so strong, so powerful. Giving her the crown would be nice, but I kind of feel like, why do you need to? She literally has momentum so great. Yeah, being in the ring would do something, but honestly, I feel like that would just speed up her pretty much basically her turning heel against Bianca. or vice versa.
And they got the tag belts. So.
Exactly. I mean, we can't do right. It's a little too early for a Shawn Michaels Mario Jannetty move. So
way too early. Yeah, it's way too early of that.
If they wanted to do that, they should have just done that. And
exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Right. And like, so yeah, I'm with Tiffy time. I think Jade takes the L. It's not clean, but I think Jay's first rivalry is with Nia officially.
Well, that's why what Tim's saying about it could be a draw. I can accept that. That I agree with. So I to answer your question, Pepsi Phil, since you are the attorney of law, all right, attorney of law. Remember, don't forget 1-800-Mussolini, folks, because he'll fight for you. You see, he's fighting for Nia Jax already. He's like, why? Why can't you like? She's a Where's Naito on this one, man? Naito, I need you here, man, because this guy is on my ass.
Tranquilo. No, I mean, we always talk about wrestlers that need to get better, and she did. So her winning wouldn't be a bad move.
I'm not saying that. Okay, I get what you're saying. I'm not saying she's a bad wrestler. I'm not saying that. I'm just like, for me, it's just I'd rather have Jade lose to Tiffy than lose to Nia. Because it's going to put Tiffy over, what you mentioned. And I'm with you on that. I don't see Lyra as much as there's going to be a banger match between fucking Io and fucking Lyra. I can't wait for Monday.
Yeah,
that's what I'm looking forward to. Because, man, Lyra could fucking go. And we already seen what she could do. And that woman, I don't see her winning this, unfortunately. I don't. I see Io going to the finals. It's too soon. I at least they're getting the taste of it. That's the one thing that I like about this tournament, that they're knowing the taste of, this is how it feels to be in a main roster, how it feels to be almost getting to that main event, how it feels to be surrounded by 10,000 audience. You get it comparable. You have been in NXT. I'm not disrespecting NXT. I'm not hating on that at all. It's all respectful. I'm just saying for them to get that taste, at least of knowing that experience. Okay, now then Papa H, on the other hand, what he's doing, he's taking the sharpener and seeing. Okay, now I know how to book this one. Okay, now I know how to work.
I do have a wild card option too, by the way.
What's your wild card? I want to hear it.
I could see Io winning this.
Me too.
Me too.
Io versus Tiffany in the finals. I can see
Io versus heel.
Yeah, exactly. Like, honestly, those two could throw a banger, and the idea of Damage Control with the Queen of the Ring on their side would be a whole lot of fun. So I don't. But the thing is, on the one hand, I want Tiffy to win because she would be terrible. Like, not as a bad wrestler, but like she would just be completely obnoxious as Queen of the Ring.
She'd be perfect, but
she'll be, for me, she'll be perfect. Either one of them are perfect.
She would be the perfect red flag as a queen.
But here's the thing on these. But here's the thing on these scenarios. I can tell you, it's just that. You have on Io's side, you already see what's going on between Damage Control and Becky Lynch. That's already a hit that Io could win this tournament overall. And then on the other side, you got Tiffy, who she had an incredible fucking job in that triple threat at Backlash. Between her, Bayley, and Naomi, they did great. I loved it. I was
great.
Awesome. It was awesome to see that, and it proves to us.
Your boy gave him 4.5 stars.
Oh, fuck that piece of shit. He always wants to give everybody, but when it's AEW, he'll give him 10 stars, everything. I wonder why, piece of shit. That's all I can tell you. But
this was the highest rated fucking show he's ever done. Like,
out of the 5 matches, he gave it a 4.5. You see what I mean? But you see what I mean, though, right? Why I talk shit about this guy? Why? Why am I aggressive about him?
Truth be told, I understand why you do, but honestly, it's one of those things where branding-wise, they gave it to him. But truth be told, I don't care about the rankings. What I am happy about, I'm just happy fucking Tiffy is doing well.
She's a fucking star, dude. And
exactly.
And it has actually like nothing to do with her fucking like looks. Like in the ring, like she is fucking incredible, dude. And then when you add everything else she does, her character work on top of it.
Exactly.
Like I said, these 3 matches on screen are all WrestleMania caliber matches. As a matter of fact, we thought that Tiffany versus Bianca was going to be just a regular one-on-one match at WrestleMania to give them both a shot on the card. And a lot of us thought that Jade versus Nia was going to be a one-on-one match at WrestleMania to get Jade on the card. Her first Mania match, her first win after their fucking they're showing in the Royal Rumble against each other. So I thought that was very fucking obvious. And look at the two on the left. Io and Lyra, are you fucking kidding me? That's like NXT world title written all over it. Like these two women are fucking like, that's like a 30-minute banger on NXT that we'd get. Like maybe on the main roster we get like 18 minutes or something, but that's like a 30-minute match in NXT.
That's a takeover. That's a takeover match.
Yeah, that just like lights the world on fire, dude. Like that we're fucking marking out like crazy about. Oh, man.
I mean, that's the best thing. That's the best thing about it. Goes back to what you said in the very beginning. These tournaments are stacked, like ridiculous. Like it can go anywhere. Like I mean, yeah, Bianca, but yeah. And here's the thing: I would not be upset really if Jade won Queen of the Ring. It would feel a little too soon for me with her having the tag belts. I mean, I won't even like it. It's a stretch. It's a real stretch. But if Nia wins, there's a story there. There is a legitimate story there if she wins.
Yeah, I mean, there is. I'm not saying there isn't. There is. Papa H, we love you. You're making fucking this tournament unpredictable. I
have a question though, Poppy.
Yes.
If Jade gets it, right? Like if Jade gets the SmackDown side, it means that Lyra. No, it means that Jade and Io, I guess. Can Io wrestle Jade to I mean, that match has got to go like 12 minutes, right? You think Io could carry?
They have wrestling live events. They have wrestling live events, so they've already kind of tested the waters of how they are. So they kind of have an idea how they are, the chemistry wise.
So you mean to tell me that they know they're doing this already, and that's why they're doing it?
I mean, here's though I've seen the live events. You can find them on YouTube. Honestly, it's a standard. Like I mean, it's your standard big versus small fight. Like that's all it really is, and Io's great at that. So
fuck yeah,
it's a money. It'd be money if it happens.
Io's the best wrestler on the screen.
Oh yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
I mean, Bianca's
wait
great.
A minute. Wait a minute.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
So I will say this: Io top is like a top 3 easy. I think Io edges out everybody because she's got more experience than everyone on here.
Okay,
that's what puts her over the top. I will agree with you on that. Her experience, and let's face it, Japan can't be laughed at. Her experience,
no, hell no,
it can't be that. So I think that's what puts her above everyone else on here. Because, like I said, and to this day, I mean. I still don't understand what her trash can fetish is, but it is what it is.
Bianca's the best overall character, like wrestler.
Yes,
but I'm talking about like wrestler.
I'll give it to Io.
Best overall wrestler, like character. Bianca.
I'll give it to Io. Io
I was waiting for him to say, "Oh, I was really gonna go shit," and you were gonna say,
"No, it's not that
Bianca." Nia Jax over Io Sky. I'm like, you really? I mean,
fickle. They're fickle.
Well, no, it's not. I mean,
De Niro finding now that he's our Bryan Danielson of the debate network.
So, truth be told, ever since they took the reins off of Io and actually lets her wrestle, like she actually likes wrestling, she has been amazing. Like honestly, before everything changed over, before the regime changed. She was muted. She was muted. She was legitimately shut down on anything she could really do.
But we know why. We know why. And ever since that they took over, he's like, "Yep, this is my shit now, and I'm gonna make it for the best."
She's a fucking superstar. Her music.
He hired these women. He caught them for a reason. He got
No, it's not. No, that wasn't my point. My point was that
I know. I get you, but I'm not saying that. No, I'm with you. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that what I'm adding to what you're saying is just that it's really more like now they have the freedom to finally show what they can do in the ring.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally. That's where I'm at with that.
Yeah, and she has been like her run in this tournament has been nothing short.
I've been burnt to your knees. I've seen. Yes.
Honestly, it honestly reminds me of her time in Stardom. Like legitimately, some of her like if you look at some of her recent matches and look at Stardom matches, it's like, oh, there is no difference in style. I mean, she's not as stiff as she was in Japan because there's some babies down there, but she has been like her move set has been. She looked like she expanded her move set pretty heavy, pretty back to the old EO. So I mean, honestly, I'm waiting for her to go dark EO again soon. So because all these colors starting to bother me.
We'll have to wait and see a little bit. Redeemer, we haven't heard you, brother. Go ahead, man.
I'm sorry, man.
Let the people know what is the game over on this fucking tournament, brother. Tell them.
So on the Raw side, I gotta say this EO Lyra idea. My God, I am freaking pumped for that shit. Like, I can already see EO is gonna go over here.
Mm-hmm.
SmackDown side, I'm with Tim. I think that we're gonna get this Jade and Nia thing ending in a double like DQ or count out to get them eliminated here. Bianca and Tiffany, again, we talked about all, like Tim said, all four of these women right there, the two matchups right there that we see right there are what we talked about having happen at WrestleMania. They didn't happen, but now we're at this point where we're gonna get them. I see the double count out or DQ, whichever one you want to go with here. To get those two, to get Jade and Nia eliminated, you go Bianca and Tiffany.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go Bianca going over Tiffany. We get Io and Bianca in the finals. And I'm going to throw the wrench in here, and I'm going to say that we're going to get Bianca winning this.
Ooh.
Only because I think Bianca wins the entire thing. Only because I think because she's got the big story brewing with Bayley. She's still got that story with Bayley right now where he still doesn't trust her. This is your perfect opportunity to have Bianca win this. And now we start to see that heel Bianca start to come out. When you get that Bianca where she still doesn't trust Bayley, she's just like so brainwashed over the whole she just can't trust Bayley because look at all the years she went through with Damage Control. That she can't see Bayley as the good girl, it starts to turn her heel. So now you got Bianca heel, Bayley face. It then can now lead to Bianca being freaking obsessed with still not being able to get over Bayley, that it starts to affect her and Jade, to eventually we get Jade as the baby face, Bianca as the heel for the matchup. You got some good build going here. So honestly, I can see them going that route. I don't know what would lead to what would happen with Io after this because I don't know. I think Io really doesn't need to stick with Damage Control anymore. She's beyond it now.
Yeah.
Like everyone loves her.
Yeah.
I could see her moving on eventually. But like right now, I think you got the one story right now is Bianca and Bayley right now, where Bianca's going to end up turning heel, and then we're going into this.
I love that. I really love that. You know what? And I forgot about that one too that you mentioned about Bayley and Bianca. I forgot about it. And I do that. So you're absolutely right. You hit it on point on that. That one, it's a sleeper. You know what? I agree with you on that one. That one will make absolute sense. And then from there, we can see her go full on heel on this one. I think we could definitely see that happen. I see that.
Start to see the tension between Jade and Bianca over there, where it's just like Jade's like, listen, you're starting to be like Drew, where you're starting to get obsessed with Bayley, where it eventually starts fracturing them, and then it starts to go into that feud for them.
Where would you split them? Where would you split them up though?
Yes.
Would it be Clash of Castle or you put it SummerSlam?
Yeah, I was wondering. Yeah, I'm wondering where would you split them up? I mean, Clash of the Castle would not be a bad call on that one.
Yeah, because that was like until next month too.
That's so soon.
Honestly, I feel like you could do it at Bash in Berlin. You do the breakup.
Okay.
Is that after SummerSlam?
Because think about it.
Yes,
if you do it as
that
way we could get Jade and Bianca at SummerSlam. Right there.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So
if you do it where you do have, say, if it is for a title match in the end of this, you got Bianca winning this whole entire tournament, facing Bayley at Clash of the Castle. She loses to Bailey. She starts to get the descent more and more into it, leading into into Bash in Berlin, which then gets the fracture. And then you start to build the feud a little bit more. And then when we get into Bash in Berlin, we get Jade and Bianca.
Mm-hmm. It's not bad
You could have them drop the tag titles somewhere like in the middle of it beforehand. So that way, and again, you don't have Jade get pinned. You have Bianca get pinned. So that way, again, it starts to get the descent more on Bianca. So then by the time when she snaps, Jade's still not taking a loss yet. And she's about to go in there and probably beat Bianca, which is big.
What would sell the fracture if they lose it to the world's greatest Karen, Pippa Niven?
Oh my god!
Can you imagine if they Can you imagine the level of angry you would be if you lost to those two on your first championship run? That's a beat right there, starting between the two people. I mean, I don't like it. Like I said, it's still weird. And honestly, I don't know. Like I said, they're still building up Jade. But I don't know. I mean, at this point, I'm pretty sure she's good to go, in my opinion. Like her move, like the move she's done the last couple of matches had, I think, and this will sound terrible, only because WWE Performance Center is like that. But I think we can all agree she is wrestling better than she did in AEW. And this is no disrespect to Daniel Bryan, who trained her while she was there.
No, she's doing great. The one thing there's no right at this moment. When it comes to her offensive move is on point. She has improved. For a backlash, for her to do that, that splash amazed me that she did that. I was like, wow, okay. And this past Friday on SmackDown versus Piper Niven, her selling has improved. It's just the beginning. It's hard for me to say, for me to criticize as of right now very quick. I can't. I have to wait until I need to see more in order for me to critique more of her in-ring ability. Because this is, keep in mind this one thing, Pepsi, when I apologize to interrupt you. My thing is really more on this that if we go back and see those AEW ones, how many minutes it was? How many was it?
Yeah.
You get this is a difference to it.
Yeah,
it is too soon for even. I'm speaking for myself. I don't know you guys feel the same. For me, it's too difficult for me to critique her as of yet. But I give her one thing: she has improved. She's improved in the ring, selling, and her offense moves. I am impressed with what she's done. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm still waiting though. So I may say that right now. Make sure on mine later. But until then, right now, I'm impressed. Is what I can say.
I would say her ring presence and her mic skills have improved since before she was.
Because she's now they.
That's what
baddest bitch.
Yeah, that's what I've been looking for. That's what honestly I was looking for. Seeing her personality come out, and I have been enjoying it. And I think that's partially in part because of Bianca as well.
So it's only going to keep getting better. She's
it will, and I think
best. I mean,
it's working.
So
she's
this working with you, Ivan. Keep those tags keep them together for at least another for a whole 6 months.
Yes,
because if you honestly, the way we predicted her losing the titles would be nice, but honestly, for Jade, I think her riding with Bianca would be great for 6 months.
I'm with you.
So that's a guess on my part. Obviously they have their own plans, but I think I would love, like I said, and don't get me wrong, I love their tag team. They are great. The chemistry they have they are fun to watch, especially during press conferences when they're goofy. They are literally like sisters. They are goofy as well.
Sorry.
I agree with you. I agree with you, Pepsi Phil. If you keep them together, I initially thought, even before this conversation, that they should keep them together as long as possible to keep Jade in this tag team. But thinking about it, if Jade did win Queen of the Ring, then she's got that on her shoulder.
Yeah.
And like Justin said, if Bianca takes the loss in the tag match, Jade's I didn't fucking lose this. You lost this shit.
Yes.
And then let's not pretend like she's gonna lose to Bianca. She'll beat Bianca and she will carry on as what? Undefeated, as the queen of the ring, never lost shit. What if Jade just says, I don't want to be in a tag team anymore, and just throws a fucking forearm at Bianca, costing them the tag belts?
Yeah.
And that's how they lose the tag belts. Jade beats her, and then Jade beats Bailey. Because Bailey's not gonna, again, we're not gonna see these year-long until Gunther gets that world title. We're not gonna see these long title reigns like we had the past couple of years. I don't think. I think we're gonna get back to shorter title runs. So Bailey, by the time Survivor Series comes around, Jade beats Bailey at Survivor Series. There we go. And you have Jade Bianca for the belt down the road. Oh man, it writes itself. So I think you guys might be onto something with this tag team breaking up sooner than later.
Yeah, I mean,
my prediction right now is going to be Bianca winning this tournament, going to Clash at the Castle, challenge Bailey for the title, losing, having her and Jade drop the tag team titles at Bash in Berlin, splitting up there, and then having the feud at SummerSlam.
I'm gonna
shout out to the chef. Brian, what's going on?
I'm with them breaking up at SummerSlam.
EST helper immensely dos X Pepsi fill white. This man loves
drink beer, but when I do, I drink Dos Equis Pepsi.
I love it. Oh man, I love it, man. I love it. Man, we're almost there. So all right, now we can talk about what's going on Raw and SmackDown. All right. So this one right here, we don't have to go through everything, of course. What intrigues you guys on both of these brands and these stories that are as developing? Mm-hmm. There's still a lot to do because we still, even though King and Queen of the Ring is just like intermission type of pay-per-view, we still got another events coming up that is developing stories. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I know we're seeing the Bloodline one. That one's developing. Now we got you're my wise man. Come here, hug me. Hug me, damn it. Now you're his wise man. We got the GOD there. We got champion versus champion, which I don't know why, but we don't know if it's going to be determined title for title or the WWE undisputed title just being on the line. We still don't know what's Bailey going to announce tomorrow on SmackDown. What's going to be next for her? What's her next feud coming up? We don't know as we speak. Unless she's be the first woman to say, the winner of the women's tournament on SmackDown, if they win, they'll get a title shot with me. Then we may hear that announcement. Who knows? Mm-hmm. That's a lot of things that we could really. This is why I love what they're doing right now. I'm loving this fucking everything because it has us questioning and throwing so many assumptions what the hell we're going with this. That's what I love about this right now. It's WWE. 399 is calling. That's what it is.
Okay.
And then we do have on the Raw side, we already see Chad Gable. He already went heel. We saw what happened with him and Otis after what happened to him, in Sammy's situation. He slapped Otis in the aftermath after Otis saved his ass to make sure he doesn't get his blue kick. And then we saw, or prior to that, we saw Ivan Nile, talking to Maxine. We saw that it's getting that tease that we may see the Creed brothers fucking joining, being the heel faction. Maybe Ivan Nile too as well. With Chad Gable is that could be his new faction betraying, Tozawa and Maxine Dupree and Otis. Maybe that could be that direction. The crowd was really into it. Kayla, if you're still here, she could comment on how was the crowd feeling. The best promo of all fucking time for me that week, of the promo of the week, was Damian Priest and fucking Drew McIntyre. I love what the fuck he said. And you could tell that he was just like very with confidence. Yeah. Remember you told me not to cash shit wait for the right time? Well, I waited for the right time and I cashed it on you. And that's what happened. You told me, right? You fucked up. So there you go. So kudos to fucking Damian. He's proving himself like his promo. Underrated in the fucking promos when it comes to that. I love that. Becky, on the other hand, Liv, we already see. I know Dom been like wrestling, doesn't like it. I don't care. I love it. At least we're seeing that happening for Liv Morgan. We'll see if she wins that King of the Ring. I don't know. We don't know yet. I'm not gonna, till next week we'll see because we still got one more Raw and one more SmackDown to determine to see what all these direction storylines are going with. There's so many other ones that we saw, but I'm only inputting these right here that whatever attracts you, gentlemen, overall of these stories that you're actually invested to see where it develops. Heading after King and Queen of the Ring, because there's a lot more pay-per-views, not PLE, pay-per-views. All right, damn it. I'm never gonna say that shit. The hell with that shit. But man, Redeemer, which one? I'll take it to you first. Which one is the one that got you really being like, I really watch it.
Get ready for this one. Tim's gonna love me for this one. Most thing that I'm like really intrigued so far is Drew and Punk, to be honest with you. I am fucking loving this feud right now. Like, I can tell you this, coming from the guy who was, all fuck CM Punk right now, I have had zero fucking reason to hate the guy right now.
He's
This
great
Drew
when he
shit-
doesn't have to wrestle, right?
I mean, not even. I'm waiting. I'm fucking actually anticipating him wrestling here. Like, I'm fucking itching for some
Which he
CM
should
Punk
always
right
be
now.
a special attraction, right? Like once every 3 months, kind of a guy, not an every week kind of a guy.
To be honest with you, I don't care if he's every week. I'd be fine with it at this point.
Look at Justin. Look at this.
Like, this Drew shit is fucking phenomenal right now. The promo just before, like, I wasn't crazy with the whole Drew Priest interaction. Like, it was what it was. Just felt very basic coming from both of them. But when Drew went out there and he was just spitting that shit out there about Punk with the whole, like, the best trick CM Punk's ever pulled was going out there and looking like a drug addict, even though he hasn't done drugs. Like, I was like, what the fuck? I died. I fucking died. That was hysterical. The line with the whole, like, you don't drink, you don't do drugs, you're straight edge, but how are you always in rehab all the time? Like, that is fucking
I love it.
one of the funniest fucking lines ever. Like, you've officially swung a guy who was off the CM Punk train and put me on the CM Punk train, just going, can he hurry up and get the fuck back so we can get more of this? I need more Punk and Drew interactions instead of just Punk comes out here, talks shit, and that's about it. Drew comes out and talks shit. I need more of those interactions between those two. Like, I'm so fucking pumped to finally get that one-on-one, because honestly, I'm thinking we're going to get it at Clash of the Castle. If Punk can get fucking cleared by then, that's it. Like, I don't think Drew's getting his title match at Clash of the Castle. I think that's going to have to wait more, because right now this Punk feud is a hell of a lot more intriguing and important right now than having Drew just be like, well, fuck that, I'm going to go challenge for the world title. No, you need to get this Punk shit going. And honestly, Punk walking into Drew's hometown, like home country, and getting booed, having him be on freaking home territory for Drew and having just that interaction with the crowd, sign me the fuck up. That man will eat that every fucking boo up and send it back at him. I'm ready for it. Like, I am so pumped for this fucking feud to see more of it.
I love it, man. And shout out to everybody in the chat. And of course, Tempo! What's going on, you scumbag? Yes, evening dickheads. I'm sorry, late. What I missed? You didn't miss much, Temple. All right, Cody Rhodes goes to the.
You missed everything.
I will not. Listen, Temple, I don't even want to get into that, because I'll tell you this right now, I'm not intrigued by that.
I think none of us are. I'm with you.
Cody challenging for the United States title while he's WWE champion is fucking stupid.
I know. And shut up, get your podcast, bro. That's right.
Podcast.
My man, just right there. He took out a new episode, folks. Make sure you listen to all the audio platforms, because this man will get your podcast everywhere. That's what I love about it.
Sir.
That's right. I don't care Drew McIntyre. Temple, I know you don't.
Of course you don't, because you don't like Scottish. Hey, wait, Temple, since you're here, the question has to be asked. Do you believe in Joe Hendry?
Joe Hendry. That's right. Joe Hendry. Lennox, my man, what's going on, man? Appreciate you,
Lennox. So,
take it away, Pepsi Bill. Then I'll pass that.
So everything on here is interesting, But the thing that I am most enjoying and intrigued by is Chad Gable. Chad,
Thank you.
Thank you.
They're finally starting to put him in place to be a real heel and not this goofy thing. And they're doing the thing you love. Remember, Alpha Academy was a goofy faction. And when you want to turn someone heel, either turn him into a bully with his entire faction before they kick him out. And right now, Chad Gable is they're doing that with Chad Gable. And I'll be honest with you, I have not had this much fun with Chad Gable as a character since NXT.
This man called Maxine Dupree Taylor Not So Swift.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. He is legitimate.
Yes, he did.
He is literally a college jock bully right now. He is
I
college
fucking love
level
it.
jock bully. Like he is like your varsity player bullying the rest of the squad, and that's the best part about it. And Otis, God bless him, he is selling the shit out of his dismay, which is the best part about it. So right now, while the rest of this stuff's going on, I'm thinking, yeah, it's interesting. I mean, Becky and Liv is curious.
Curious?
It's so I can't really get vested into it, and that's only because they have not done a good enough job building up Liv as an actual threat to Becky. Like I would like it, because I know Dom would just call her mid, but I actually like Liv, but they have not built her enough for me to go, Liv might win this. Like the entire time that has not crossed my mind during this entire feud. I mean, there is a chance for me to go, Liv might be sleeping with Dom behind Rhea's back. And that, I mean, kayfabe wise, not in real life, but kayfabe. But like from that level, but honestly, her beating Becky, I don't see that happening. She is the face of WWE's women's division right now. Okay. So yeah, I think it's chat for me. I mean, Drew, God bless him. He's finally the Drew I've always wanted to see. Like he's the Drew from Progress.
He's having a good time, man. I'm loving it, to be honest. I'm loving it.
He's the Drew from Progress. He's the Drew that was in TNA for a while. That's the Drew I was waiting for. Mm-hmm. Like him and his online presence have been great, especially against CM Punk. There is literally a Twitter of video of him just writing CM Punk.
I know. Yeah, I love that. I'm sorry. I enjoyed that because
I do not understand
the music. What was the music, Phil? What was the music that was playing behind when he was writing it?
I forget what the song was, but this level of petty is what I want to see in wrestlers, frankly.
I love it.
This is the level of petty I want. Like, because let's face it, they're just acting. So if you want to go over the top with petty, Drew is going all over with it. Like when the way he treated Damian, the way he like you said, the way him and treated going, this is great. And honestly, and I never thought I would say this, but him not winning the world championship and losing it might have been the best thing to happen to him.
Like, I agree with you on that. I really do.
He got his WrestleMania moment, but they're just like, look, man, you don't need a championship. We're gonna write you a story where you the pettiest man. We're gonna nickname you Teddy McPetty, man. That's pretty much his new name. It's Drew McPetty. Drew McPetty, man. That's his name. Drew McPetty, man.
Hey, fucking Pepsi Phil. Well, let's see. Brian comes in. Well, Pepsi High Life has a Drew this podcast into Circle to Fate After Dark. There went was one per stream. My God.
Brian, I fucking love you. Pepsi High Life.
Pepsi High
You
Life.
got the time. He's got the fizz.
Yeah.
Pepsi Fizz.
Puppy Tim, take it away, bro. How you feel?
Yeah, bro, you guys have all hit it on the head. I really don't have too much to say. The Chad Gable thing is so very interesting. I wanted him to win the Intercontinental Championship so bad from Gunther at WrestleMania. Like, I screamed it through the roof. Now I'm confused. Like, I don't know. Do I want him to beat Sammy and fucking at the King of the Ring show in a triple threat match? I don't know. It feels weird. Like, I don't know that I want him to get the title yet. Like, I don't know. It's confusing to me. but I like it because I don't know. Sammy just got the belt. It's just like Becky, right? Like Liv. If Liv was going to get the belt, Liv should have just won that stupid battle royal to give Becky the title. Like if Liv was going to get it, put it on her there. They're not going to. In front of the Saudi Arabia crowd, they like the faces to go over most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So Becky is going to retain over Liv for sure. But I am intrigued by that story. I think Liv is going to get the belt from Becky. It's just a matter of when, not if. I'm not sure when, though, is the question. She'll lose here. Maybe she gets maybe the next pay-per-view or pay-per-view. Now we're talking pay-per-views. Maybe the next pay-per-view, Poppy, she has some sort of like Extreme Rules match or something. She cheats to win, and that's when she gets the belt. Priest was like calm, cool, and collected in his promo on Raw. I thought Priest is not a world champion. I agree with what Drew said. Like, you're not a world champion. I loved how Drew is so cool with the mic too, man. Priest is saying this thing, and he's just like, "Oh, you want to keep saying what? If you don't think Damian Priest is a real world champion, say what?" And they're like, "What?" And he's like, "See, exactly." Like, Priest was so good at just coming back at his ass, dude, and talking about. He's like, "Drew, you don't remember telling the story?" And Drew's like, "What are you talking about?" And Priest is like, "You said, why don't you wait, or why don't you just wait until I beat Seth Rollins for the world title at WrestleMania, and that when I'm battered and bruised after the match, come and cash in on me. That's what I would do. Why don't you do that?" He's like, "You don't remember saying that, Drew?" That's exactly what I did. And then he was talking about how I got beat up by a one-armed man and all this other shit. And I'm just like, man, Priest, okay. I thought you just needed to drop this belt to Balor ASAP. But maybe you're a legitimate world champion, which then got me a little confused with where they're going to go with this belt. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with Cody and that title over there. Like, it's just the whole thing with with faces, right? The whole story is fucking in the chase. And I always say it. The face is in the chase. So Cody gets the belt. Now what? AJ Styles, great match. Then what? This right here is awesome. Chad Gable and the Creed brothers has got to happen for sure. But I would add, someone mentioned Ivy Nile with a random heel turn on Maxine. Yes, I couldn't remember if it was you or Pepsi Phil. I love that idea. Absolutely love that idea, because a lot of they were like, so you're gonna have to break the Creed brothers off to go with Chad Gable. No, why wouldn't Ivy just go? Like, she's a natural fucking heel. She's not a face. Exactly. She's a fucking monster. As a matter of fact, I find a way to get Zoe Stark away from Shayna Baszler and get Zoe Stark in this new group with Chad Gable and the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile, because Ivy Nile and Zoe Stark would be the baddest ass women tag team out there.
That team intrigues the fuck out of me.
Oh my
right?
God.
Badass, swole, fucking.
But why Odyssey Jones though, Temple? I mean, I get it, but
why is he even on the roster? He's still there. It's been a year and a half since.
No, I'm not fucking
drafted again. Remember?
He's gonna be like
maybe
what's
like
his face? Oh, he's coming next week. What is it? What
Bro.
was the other guy? What was the guy's other name that got it released? That they always did every Monday night. He's gonna come and debut. He never does. What was
Veer?
Oh,
Veer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love that group, Chad Gable, and then the Creed brothers will turn heel, which is going to be great. And I'd add Ivy, like Poppy said. I think that's a great suggestion. WWE is clicking on all cylinders. The best story is the Bloodline story for sure. Everything about it. Solo to me though is not him. Like, Solo is not the guy at the top of the Bloodline, so it's a little awkward for me to see him leading because he's not great on the stick. So he can't be cutting these Roman like promos when he's not good on the stick. And he was better. Solo's an enforcer, and sometimes you just got to be the enforcer and not the guy in the mic. And they need to figure this out and get us there ASAP, because Solo is the head guy of that. Does not work. Obviously, it's The Rock. The Rock is clearly the head guy. Everything they're doing is awesome. Solo with Tama and Tongaloa. That is so fucking awesome. Like, I am so intrigued by everything they're doing there. But Solo being like, is it me? And you guys can tell me if I'm wrong or not. But is Solo seems softer with his speaking now that he is like in this role? Like, before he was more aggressive, like he was like stern. He was in right, exactly. I'll
play it for you.
He was like stern. He was like in his role, and now I know he's trying to be soft like Roman, but I don't know. It's just not working for me. What do you guys think?
Oh man! Before anything, let me play.
Who the fuck is that guy?
There you go.
Who is that guy?
Oh man! And shout out to Jordan, man. Appreciate you for tuning in. If you go back at the beginning, Jordan, then we answer your question. And yes, Google it. Google it. Fucking simple. Look for me. This is how I see it. I feel Solo being that soft weight in his promos. He's like the assassin. Really, he's a soft one, and and becomes right evil. He's like a movie, you know. Like I can't really compare him to what kind of movie. Maybe we could say I love John Wick. I would say more like kind of like John Wick type of style, like him being very silent, very ease, very mellow. No pun intended, Criminal Haze, but you know, he's just really more like, hey, he's like that way. But I love the fact what he has behind this, you know, right behind him. The Gorillas of Destiny. Jacob Fatu is another one coming up. We talked about it last week about, you know, the rumor in your window because they don't want to make these higher than. No, that's stupid. Whoever fucking thought about that shit's fucking ridiculous. No, doesn't make no fucking sense that he's gonna be higher than. No, nobody gives a shit about that. What are people gonna give a shit about? It's a story, this civil war that is gonna happen down the line. You know, Justin called it a while back. You know, he and a lot of things. You know, Pepsi Phil called it a while back too. Dom did as well. You know, we a lot. It's just there's so much to the story that for me, I am like this impatiently waiting to see what direction they're going with down the line later. Right now, we're getting the taste of just barely what is starting. Now, him being that way, being the soft, come here, hug me, and you know, we're just getting that. We're gonna get that fucking like that. We know that The Rock is Thanos. This is fucking Avengers straight right here. He's fucking Thanos in this fucking situation, and this is what Roman has to record. You know,
I can't wait.
I can't wait for it. That's why I'm not. I am not jumping too many into conclusions as of yet until I see Jacob Fatu and see where it goes from that. You know, that direction with the King of Ring tournament to see what's gonna happen in the aftermath to see where it goes. We're just getting the beginning taste of Solo Sequoia's finally able to talk on a mic instead of being the silent ones always this way and then now it's more like all right, he's the silent assassin that is gonna come out of nowhere and fucking will cause chaos. Oh, yeah. That's where I am really invested in the story. That's why I'm like, I'm waiting to see where it is gonna go.
It's the best story in wrestling. It's been for 3 years. It's still going.
Temple said, I said Odyssey Jones because this is something for him to do. Instead of being in the back doing nothing, it could be great for you. I know. But man, Madonna looking like Bo Dallas wearing a CM Punk versus Jerusalem. Yep, what's gonna happen, Jordan? It's gonna happen. Anybody else want to answer Tim's question before we move on?
Clobbering time. Honestly, I think it's working for Solo, to be honest with you. I think when you have him talk really low like that, you just like you see him freaking just go out there and destroy people all the time. But then when that man walks up to you and he just starts whispering shit in your ear, like it's gonna be the end of you kind of thing, like you go, fuck no. Like honestly, it makes him more intimidating.
Love it. I love it. All right, we're gonna have our expert here, the Redeemer, to take us what the hell is going on in NXT. So let's talk about it. I want to talk about it very briefly before we move to Dynamite. Man, this is what we got here on this. This is where we got on the who's in it and who's not in it here. So
what
I mean, this was
is this?
Okay, so this is basically for the who's going to participate in the NXT North American Women's Championship.
These 12 women are getting matched up against each other, and the winning the 6 women that win their matches are going into a ladder match at Battleground.
Yeah, I got that part, but I don't. What the fuck is this?
Well, this was how they decided the 12 women here. They basically did like.
Oh,
They did a bunch of drills.
my bad. All right, all right, cool. All right, I'm on the same page now. I was like, wait a second. I thought they were doing one-on-one matches, like Lash versus fucking Ivy and shit.
Well, they basically are, but again, it's just random now. Like they're just randomly pairing people up.
Absolutely. So far, we got Sol Ruka who are advanced, and we got Lash Legend that advanced. We got 2 more matches happening next week, which I don't look. I'm gonna tell you right now, folks, and I've been saying it. I always say it here on CUD on this network. Fuck the other motherfuckers that want to spoil. I don't want to hear it. I don't read spoilers. I want to sit down and watch it. If you guys read the spoilers, that's up to you guys who are listening and watching. But I want to see professional wrestling. I don't want no spoilers. But so far, we got these ones coming up. Next week we got. Break it down, Justin. Let the people know what we got next week. We got these 2 matches right here to our left and right, 2 at advance. There's 4 more spots left. So these 2 are fighting for the other 2, and then there's going to be 2 more right after. So break it down, Redeemer. Break it down for us. Let the people know what's next week and who do you got advancing in that 6 women's ladder match for NXT Battleground. Break it down, my brother.
So on the left side of your screen, you have Fallon Henley versus Thea Hale. Right side of your screen, you have Jada Parker and Brinley Reese, aka basically the woman who has the same exact freaking character as Thea Hale does.
Thank you. I was gonna say that.
They're basically the same character. Like, I don't know how they didn't realize that. How did they look at Thea Hale, who runs around like a freaking lunatic and is like super hyper, and then they looked at Brinley Reese and said, "Hey, you know what we should do? Have the same thing." Like, she's just always hyper, happy, like jumping up and down, and everything else is like, come on, guys. Come on, Sean. You could have thought something better than that. Honestly, if I'm going to say it, I think Fallon Henley goes through. And I think Jada Parker goes through. Again, I'm starting to love Jada Parker. She's killing it right now. OTM, I like OTM. I know the fucking tag name still is not my favorite right now. Freaking Out the Blood. Weird ass tag team name.
Yeah, I'm trying to get used to that shit too.
And I like Thea Hale. I do. I really like Thea, and I like Fallon Henley. I like this new heel turn like that she's got going on right now. I think it's awesome. I think it could do wonders for her. I just don't know how far they're going to go with it, really. She's the one that just, to me, they always seem to do a lot of start-stop with. And that's what disappoints me a lot. But honestly, I got Fallon going through on that one, and I got Jada going through as well. And then I forgot who the other 4 are that we have left after that.
We got after that it's gonna be other 4 who are then bring it up one more time. So, but they haven't announced the match either, though. That's so no, they haven't. So I know Michin is still there. Ivy lost. She lost. I know she's out. So I know Michin's still there. I know Izzy Dom is there that I know. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
So more than likely, it'll probably be Tatum and Kalani. It'll probably be Kalani and Tatum more than likely, and Michin and Ren Sinclair. My guess.
That feels right. Yeah,
that feels right. Yeah.
So at that point, more than likely, Michin goes through over Ren. Kalani and Tatum's going to be the tough one here.
Yeah, it is.
Honestly, if I had to pick between the 2 of them, I would probably go Kalani.
Really?
I
figured
I like Tatum. I like this Tatum character right now, like this really bizarro character she has going on. But I could just see them just throwing Kalani in there because high spots.
That makes sense.
Possibly. So can we just take a moment and literally say this is, and I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound crass and rude. This is honestly the most excited we have ever been for WWE wrestling, period.
It's very true. And I love it. I fucking love it.
And I will say this. The North American title is one of those titles you go, okay, that's cool. But it's not even the title that I care about. It's honestly everyone in the tournament that's making me happy, because there is a part of me that really, really, really wants Sol Ruka to win that. Like she's been on this weird, like this badass run. Mm-hmm. But that is true. They actually,
I can't debate that.
That says a lot because De Niro's right, because think about it. We've had nights on NXT where it's literally just been all women's matches.
Yeah, and they've got a better platform for them. Right now, they have, it's not, TNA still, for me, still edges them out, really, just because of the history they have. But truth be told, WWE right now has a better platform for their women, and they're doing a much better job of like not just putting on women's matches, but creating actual, real, compelling ideas behind these characters. Like I said, NXT, and I will admit, NXT gets a little bit of a pass because they're a little short on some of the stories sometimes. Once you get past the main event status, and it's just people beating up each other as they get as they improve their craft. So like the storyline is just them getting better for me. Oh, that's the only thing. But honestly, yeah, that's actually not a bad.
That's a great Final Four. That's a great four right there.
That's a great four right there. It's a six for women one, but Temple, remember, you have Last Legend of Sol Ruka already advanced. So now we still got 4 other spots that these 2 are next week, and then the other 2 is the following week.
For me, honestly, I'm happy for Michin because man, she was getting buried up on the main roster for a little bit.
I digress about that, but yes, go ahead.
Well, they put her with the club, and then they get that weird like, AJ, why don't you come home storyline for the longest time.
Come home, puppy, come home. Oh.
Honestly,
AJ, come home.
And honestly, as much as I thought that was cute, my thing was let that woman wrestle. Did you forget her time in NXT? Did you forget those banger matches she did? Like she should be wrestling a lot more. So I'm happy to see that she went back to NXT and they're actually starting to do much with her. So
remember when she had that match with EO and she went through a fucking ladder? God
exactly.
That was a fucking banger match.
So I mean, and honestly, I'll be honest with you. Don't be surprised if Michin wins this belt. Like, do not be surprised.
I ain't against it.
I mean, I am not against it either.
That woman deserves better than just being sitting in the back doing absolutely fucking nothing. So
yeah, I mean, I'll be happy with her winning because let's face it, she came close against Bianca back in the day, and that was a great match when they first had a run, and she did great in that. So, and honestly, let's face it, there are times where like people from the main roster come down to NXT just to have a short run with a title, just to put a name on that title.
Yeah, think about it. She's the veteran. If she's in the match, she's the veteran right there. She wins the title. Yep. She wins the title and then puts over a new face. Like
exactly.
I love that.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. Because part of me was just like, why is Michin in this tournament? She's not a rookie, no offense, and she's not a newbie. Like she's had some banger matches already. So this is just literally just to make the North, just put some shine on a North American title. As far as I'm concerned,
I agree. I love it. I love it, man.
Plus, let's just put it out there and think about it. If Julia eventually debuts, you ain't telling me that Michin versus Julia is not something you don't.
Oh my God.
$3.99. Yeah, all the time.
I'll pay $3,999.99 for that.
That's right, folks. Don't forget. This is brought to you by, of course, Pepsi Phil Esquire. Don't forget. If you really need your OnlyFans and make sure that you got that OnlyFans, make sure you dial 1-800-Mussolini. Because make sure he is available 24/7 for $3.99 for you and also for the attorney at law as well. If you have a situation that you're tired of drinking none other than Pepsi, better dial today, folks, because this man will give you a can of Pepsi. He will fight for you for this, man. For all the podcasting community, will fight for you. Or if you're having a debate here about who should win the North American Championship, Call today and call Pepsi Phil. That is right. Ain't that right, Justin?
Pepsi Phil and Pepsi are not responsible if you receive the wrong can of Pepsi.
That is right. Poppy, how you feel about this one? I mean, how you feel about the the NXT one? So break it down. How you feel about it?
Yo, just a bunch of talented women. You arguably NXT's got the greatest women's division out there. I think that both Fallon and Thea are going to end up getting in this match. Whoever loses will win the last
You're right, Temple.
So I think they both end up getting in the match. It's tough who's going to win this match because you can put on Lash Legend. She go hold this belt, go be with Trick. They both hold some belts. So Ruka is a great option. Either one of, I think Fallon's a great option with her heel turn. Michin is definitely an interesting choice for sure. But I'm pretty much between, Kalani Jordan. I think she's a very intriguing choice as well.
Fantastic, man.
But man, you really can't go wrong anyone. I think they're obviously pushing for Sol Ruka to win this. But the whole Julia thing, I felt this would have been Julia's belt. I'm kind of confused why she has nothing to do with this yet.
Surprised we haven't seen her since that night at freaking.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You
I'm
might see her
going
that
to take
day.
Fallon Henley though. Fallon Henley is who I'm going to take.
Okay.
Nice.
I love that. I can't wait to once everything's completed. I cannot wait to fucking. Oh my god!
I think we can all say just by whoever the 6 are, because even like if you're not like the biggest fan of Lash Legend, which I'm one of those, she's starting to grow on me a little, just a little bit. Like even if she wins,
after that one, I forget what the fuck that match is called, but last year she fucking. That elimination match with the 5 of them.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. I know what you're talking about.
She's oddly, to me, getting better, which I could say that right now. Like, I think we're at the position where no matter who the 6 women are, whoever wins this at this point, we're all going to just go felt deserved in the end of it. So,
absolutely. Fucking Brian. For $3.99, ladies, you receive a free 12-pack of Pepsi and subscription to his OnlyFans by Old Spice. And and the NXT Women's Division is so loaded with Lash is not winning. She's got trick things to worry about. Babe, I know. It's babe. I don't mean babe. She's straight broke character. I swear.
Trick Willy Wonka. Let's go, Trick.
Trick. I love it. All right, before we get into Dynamite, folks, there is one news here that I am very intrigued to get, our host here to really determine what's going to happen. We talked about a lot of Ethan Page last week. Now this week is Ricky Starks. He had an interview with World Culture. Shout out to World Culture, by the way. He had an interview. It's like, oh, hey, I'm not hurt. I'm just ready to get booked. I know my contract's coming up, but I'm not going to talk about that. So he pleaded the fifth not to talk about what's his adventure is coming up after, or is he going to stay, or is he going to leave? We don't know. So this is another one. I know we talked about it last week, but man, I know we talked about Ethan Page, but yeah, last week, I mentioned this guy's name, but of course, somebody keeps falling asleep on someone that is very good on the mic and is really,
that's fucking bullshit.
You're bullshit, Tony Khan, because you know where I'm going with this shit. Again, you're losing fucking. Oh my god, I'm holding myself so much. You piece of shit. You're losing great talent here with Mike, charisma, in-ring abilities, and you're gonna lose this one. If he don't resign, you know where he's going, and I know he is. Where was he amazing? Where was he at Mania? Right there, right? Watching his trainer, pretty much his idol, winning the belt. Where else is he gonna go to? You gotta tell me that Pop H, you want to play the game? You want to come and play this game with us in either NXT or main roster? I don't give a shit where he goes. This man, if he decides to go there as well as Ethan Page, Pop H hit the fucking market. Because that's where you're, yes. Make that fucking happen. And for him to say on his interview that he had World Culture, I don't know. I'm waiting to get booked. That's a problem. Major problem on fucking Tony Khan's side. I'm sorry. I know people thinking, are you an AEW? I am not an AEW hater. I love professional wrestling. I love people, talent that they need to be fucking used. Use them. They got the potential to fucking really be up there. But no, you don't. You don't fucking use them. It's like, it frustrates me to see this shit. I don't like to see this shit. And if this man leaves, I will be mad. I will be like, follow the Nick Nemeth route. Might as well go to that route. Be adventurous. Go to every promotion and go be that bill collector just like Nick Nemeth. Just like I said about, Ethan Page last week. Why the fuck not? Do all that shit. I don't care. Just do it. But this man to leave AEW, that's a problem. Major problem. Then that's where we're knowing that Tony Khan is more focusing on something else than the talent that he signed a couple years ago, that by the years that we saw what these gentlemen has done for his product, and really like, okay, bye. That's it. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's why I get on.
I'm serious. I'm not gonna sit back and take this fucking shit.
You fucking take it. You fucking take it, because I'm gonna give you shit no matter what. Every week here on COD, I'm gonna give you shit. Kiss my ass.
Yeah.
Kiss my ass, fucking Tony Khan. Tim came to you. Tell us. I need a beer. Jeez.
Oh man, so this is gonna sound really fucked up, but Poppy, I'm gonna look at it from a business point of view, and I'm gonna understand where Tony Khan's coming from here, which is gonna sound real fucked up. So about 18 months ago, right, I had MJF in the main event against the Pebble here, and like the Pebble was supposed to be my like next big thing, right? And he kind of just like floated into mediocrity, right? And you had Jack Perry and Darby Allin, and you had fucking MJF, and who the fuck was Sammy Guevara? And you had Ricky Starks. He was basically your fifth pillar, right? Like these were the guys. And like, yeah, De Niro could say he's being punished for his friendships with Punk and Cody Rhodes, but at the end of the day, we all can agree that AEW's got the most stacked roster out there, maybe the most stacked roster ever, which is why Tony Khan needs two dedicated shows like a Raw and a SmackDown, and why he needs actual people to book his shows, put more women on the shows, whatever. I digress. There's plenty of things I can sit here and rag about Tony Khan for. But at the end of the day, when you realize that a guy like Ricky Starks isn't going to be a main event player for you, and he's not going to end up re-signing with you because he's friends with Cody Rhodes, why am I going to continue to fucking push you and fucking put like it was a great impersonation. It was, no doubt. But my big thing is, yes, it's stupid. Ricky Starks, I think, is very good. But at the end of the day, Ricky Starks, I hate to say it, but he's just a high-grade NXT player. He's an NXT world champion. He's a mid-card champion, maybe. But, like, he's out. Like, what up, KPG? Hope you're doing great, my guy.
Yay.
But, like, Ricky Starks is low-grade LA Knight. Like, I don't understand what the fuck. Piss poor booking, no doubt. Like, I'm saying, like, if I was booking it, like, we had a couple of great bookers,
Justin, give him the sharpener.
Right. Justin, we remember we were screaming about the island, right? The island of Misfit Toys, Tony Khan's island. Like, we screamed about that weekly a year and a half ago. We were banging on it. Where the fuck are these toys? Where are the fuck Miro? Where's the House of Black? Where are these toys? Where's Andrade? Where is this toy? Where is that toy? Just sitting on the island, right? But Ricky Starks, and I'll say another guy, Wardlow. That's why he's just sitting in obscurity right now, because Wardlow is going to leave that company, and he is going. But unlike Ricky Starks, Wardlow in WWE has big star fucking potential. All right, and that's because he's a big guy who can move. Ricky Starks, NXT World Champion at best in WWE, but I don't blame. I'll be as quick as possible. I don't blame Tony Khan for not booking him. You're not going to re-sign with me. Fuck off. Go sit in catering. Go cry to fucking WhatsApp, What's Observer, whatever the fuck you want to go cry to. Go cry away. And Wardlow, and I love War Daddy to death, but it's going to be the same thing for him too. Go cry, big boy. It's why I'm MJF. That's why I think he's re-signed, because I don't think he would have pushed him like that to the end with his belt if he wasn't going to come back. And let's be real again. What the fuck is MJF going to do in WWE? He is fucking The Miz, all right? I'm sorry. Like maybe he's new Miz, and maybe once he goes to Netflix, Miz could or MJF could fucking spit his game on Netflix. But right now, no, man, it's the same shit. So I don't blame Tony Khan. Fuck off, Ricky Starks. Go piss away to WWE.
Okay. All right.
I'm on the same boat. Like, I love Ricky Starks. I think he is a great champ. Like, if he does go, yeah, I'll give him NXT championship. Hell, I'll even be kinder than Tim and give him the IC title. I'll give him the US title. I will give him the US title. Maybe like he did win the US, the national title of NWA. So he can get that thing. The truth of the matter is that as good as Ricky Stark is, when they've given him the ball, he honestly, as great as his things have been, he just hasn't actually finished it. And again, you can make all the Tony Khan references you want and whatever, but let's face it, it's a stacked card. People, and as much as we don't like saying it in wrestling, people get left behind. Like, as far as I'm concerned, losing Ethan is a bigger loss than losing Ricky. In my opinion, it's a bigger loss that way because Ethan has a much better presence and a much better persona. I know that's rough with Ricky, but as much as I love Ricky, he has a one-trick move for who it's a one-trick pony. Like, I have not seen him break. I've only seen him break away from it one time, and that was when he was pretty much in a tournament wrestling with broken ribs against CM Punk. Like, that is the only time I saw him. Like, and I don't think he's being punished for being friends with Cody Rhodes and Punk. I think what it is you have the most stacked roster you've had probably since your inception 5 years ago. And Ricky Starks, unfortunately, he's not the biggest guy. He's one of the smallest there. He's a little bit bigger than Darby, but honestly, he's not the guy you want to go. Because look at MJF. MJF at one point was the same kind of size and weight as Ricky Starks. What did he do to get the championship? Put on 20 pounds of muscle.
Bolt the fuck up.
Exactly. So it's not anything against Ricky Starks. It's a business thing.
No, and I'm with you that. Sorry, I apologize to interrupt you. I don't see it that way. Like, for me, like, I get what you're saying, and what Tim's saying too about it is a stacked roster. If that's the case, that's why I've been fucking digressing about it for I've been digressing about this shit for a while. My thing is that's the case. You have 3 fucking shows. You have Wednesdays, Friday, and Saturdays. Figure that shit out, how to input all these stories and these talents you have. Figure that shit out. You can't tell me, Phil, that you have 2 hours on fucking Wednesdays. You have 1 hour on Fridays, 2 hours on fucking Saturdays. So you telling me you have 5 hours within 7 days out of the week, not even including Ring of Honor, that you can figure out how to input fucking stories because I know I'm what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. But my thing is really more that I debate about this is to find a fucking time for that talent that you signed 5 years ago, how to build to that shit, to get it to that level.
Ivan, can I ask you?
Hold on, before you ask me, Tim, my apologies.
No.
I said it last week. He's like a fucking kid in the candy store. Yes, I get it. I like that one. No, this one's better though. I'm tired of this one. I'm tired of that shit. It's just really figure it out. Figure it the fuck out.
I don't think it's candy store moment. I think this is who's gonna make me.
It's money moment because how much money he spent on fucking Monroe. I mean Mercedes Moné on Wall Street because he was caught. No shit, he's gonna have to make cuts. He has no choice.
I don't think it's money. He's got unlimited money. But Ivan, my question to you is, do you think that Ricky Starks should be a world champion in AEW?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that.
No,
but hear me out. I never said that. I'm going based about how to build him, to build his character down the line, your future. What you want to do for your product is build your future. That's the point. It's not about making him right away a champion. That's not my point. My point is build your future product. That's what it is.
Here's my question then. In the last few years, booking aside, from his presence, what has Ricky done to stand out? Like I'm not counting anything, but like in his run, he hasn't really broken out from his mold like Darby has. Darby was with Sting and came out of that. MJF has. Jack Perry did. God help him, he did. But truth be told, the problem I have is that
I mean, ESPN here for that.
The problem is Ricky, as great as Ricky has been, within the genre he's in, he has not broken out of the mold. Like it's, if you think about it, going from NWA, I think a small stint in TNA, he has been the exact same character in all three promotions.
Well, what have you given him the time?
No. I mean, even
exactly that I agree with Ivan. There is they don't give him the time to do anything.
I mean,
that's the thing.
Here's the thing, though. I think there's a mix of that, but I also think there is a point where if Ricky wants to do something. I mean, Dusty always said it: make every moment count, even if you only have 3 minutes. Or
who said that, Daddy? Who said that, Mama? Who said that?
Who said that?
It was that on the fans, Mama 399. You
I mean,
399, Daddy. Let me tell you something. You better sign up.
I'll use Tony Storm as an example. Remember, Tony Storm was a complete waste of a character until that one line. Tits out, chin up, and watch for the shoe. Literally, that is a 2-second promo right there. That is 2 seconds right there that she made happen. Do not get me wrong. I think Ricky in the future will be great. Like, I think he can go from mid-card to a main eventer somewhere. But right now, as he is in the promotion he's doing, if it was me, I wouldn't. I'm with Tim. I wouldn't put money on him. I would not put money on him. And honestly, as much as we love him, booking aside, truth be told, I mean, I'm not even counting the big money buys he has, but like Tony Khan's focusing on guys like House of Black. He focusing on a bunch of guys. Like, honestly, do not be surprised if John Silver and the rest of them get pushed aside as well.
Oh, I can't wait to get a Dynamite, but
I mean, that's the thing.
I'm gonna hold myself on that one.
Like I said, it's not. I mean, it's the harsh part of the business.
I get that. I'm not disagreeing about that.
People get left behind all the time.
I am with you.
Remember, we did this. We said the same thing when Triple H was making cuts, and no one. And like I said, y'all wasn't giving him the same type of shit. And these are great people that were getting cut. It just is. And it's not that they're not great. It's just they don't fit in
because they don't give them the time. I get your point. What you're saying, Phil. That you're saying 3 minutes can make the time.
They gave the man a tag team championship. How much more fucking time did he need? They gave him a championship.
How many times has it been a tag team champion? How many times in fucking Dynamite or on fucking Collision or on Rampage? How many times? Tell me. How many times? How many times? How many times did they give it to him?
Ricky is above just being tag team champion. Like,
yeah, he is. Exactly.
The guy can talk his ass off. He's a hell of a friggin' wrestler. Again, yeah, you can judge his character or whatever the hell he wants to be as his character, but the guy's just freaking, he's basically a cocky guy who's just that damn good, and he shows you that he's that damn good. And he can talk like I said, he talks his ass off every time. Like, that guy is a fucking star. It's just, you got to give him the right fucking booking to do it. You can't just be like throwing him with fucking Big Bill and calling him a tag team and strapping the tag team titles on him and be like, are you happy with that? Like, no, nobody wants that shit. If like the caliber of Ricky, that guy is fucking like, again, if you want to give him a mid-card title, like, I didn't expect Ricky to be world champion, like, right off the freaking bat. Like, I think that guy can absolutely be a world champion.
Thank you.
But they didn't even give him a fucking opportunity to hold a mid-card title.
Yeah.
They had him hold the fucking FTW title. That means absolutely fucking nothing. Like, come on. It's just basically the booking that's always been shit for Ricky. And that's why, like, again, he can get so much better booking and absolutely be placed in a position where he should be. But it's not going to happen in AEW, not with the crowded freaking roster scene like they have there.
But is that Ricky's fault for not standing out more?
No, that's Tony's fault, 1,000% for
having a
fucking
bloated
stacking his
roster?
roster so much that he doesn't, and again, not knowing who the hell he wants to use at that time.
But that's just being a good businessman. Eat him up. I get he's got to figure out how to book him, but you can't. Yes, he should have been just like Malachi. It's the same shit as Malachi that we've been talking. Malachi finally, well, God, let's hope, is going to be a singles champion in AEW. It took fucking what?
Oh, I hope so.
Days. I mean, I get what you guys are saying, but at what point can't you do? You can't do more with him. You gave him the #1 contenders program. I guess you can give him one of the singles championships, but now you got fucking Edge holding one, and you got Will Ospreay about to fucking hold one. Where are we with Will? Okada is holding a singles mid-card title. Like, let's be real. If we're looking at Ricky motherfucking Starks against Will Ospreay and Okada and Adam Copeland, and the world champion is Swerve. I mean, where the fuck is Ricky Starks like in all this? You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
that's the big problem right there. Though, if you think about
what about him against Christian? He can't, like, even when Christian had a mid-card title, he's still not big enough. And here's the thing, it's not a slight, like, the issue is just Ricky honestly, it's like a regular job. He got lost in the shuffle of other things. It's not a slight, and I don't think it's a problem like necessarily against Tony. I just think, dude, bad timing. You literally just got shitty timing. And right now they just put like some of the most monster collections of people in, and you just got pushed further down the roster. Because here's the thing, remember, we don't use the phrase deserve in wrestling. It's what do you earn? It's not about what you deserve, because all those motherfuckers deserve a championship. Like, it is not even a shock my mind. It's just
where's the Nero on this one? You see, look what Nero's saying. Why are people knowing
space thing?
Exactly.
I don't know that it's a space thing. I think it's that you want to hire the best of the best, and you want to compete with WWE. And what do we always say? There's no one who can ever compete with WWE. So what is AEW going to do? Try to book the best roster possible. But what do we say? We all say it. Tony Khan needs help booking. So maybe Ricky Starks held the international. Guys, if Ricky Starks was a one-time TNT champion after his 5 years here, is it any different? Do we come on? Like, if he held the TNT title for 3 months, does it matter? Look at Sammy Guevara as an 18-time TNT champion. Everyone still thinks he's a piece of shit. Like, what? Like, if Ricky held that belt for 3 months, does it matter? Does it make his legacy in AEW any better? That's what I'm saying. Like, he's just, God, I hate to say it. I hate this word, but MJF would be proud of me. He's mid.
No, which is fine. Wait. Look, like I said, that's fine. Of course, like I said, I am not jumping the gun for him to be a world champion. I'm not. I'm more of to build the future for that product. You know, and I heard what you said, Phil. That's about hey, well, the stack you lost. I get your point on that, but prior to that, there was opportunities there. It was just how, Justin and I are saying, it's the problem is given the time and the booking of it is the problem where it could have developed within those times. Nobody expected MJF to be where he's at now. None of us did.
I mean, Bruce did. Bruce did.
Well, no, yeah, besides Bruce. but see, that already gives it there. Like, that's where I'm at with it. Said, if you give them that time, and the additional shows within the time when the product was born that you adding Rampage, adding Collision, there was ways of how to do it. There was ways of how to develop it. There could have been ways, and what we could have saw what would have worked and what not worked. Because there were times, well, this one with the audience, it worked in certain levels, what he was given the time. As a heel, majority more than a face, I'll tell you that. That's my opinion, but everybody's his own opinion about that. But then just like, other than that, that's where I digress about is giving that opportunity. It's of that opportunity. It's where we have an issue with that. If that was the case, I would have had them fucking go to Ring of Honor, go challenge Mark Briscoe. Let's see where it goes from there. Don't be surprised.
He could have been a fake world champion like the rest of them. That would have been fucking awesome.
I mean, honestly, I would have sent. I would book him in ROH for a while. I mean,
that's what I would have done. Why not? He's still signed. Might as well.
You know what's going to be awesome? When Team Taz reunites as a face or heel, when it's Ricky, when it's Hook, and when it's Powerhouse Hobbs, and when they come together on this crazy show called NXT. And it's going to be badass when they do it.
I mean, Hook, honestly, as much as I love Hook, Hook needs to leave. And that's not because he's getting bad booking, because God knows that man has been given way more time than anyone for a rookie like that should get. I think what it is, he actually needs to be trained by some other wrestlers. I need to be in a different program for him to blow up, because
NXT would do Hook wonders.
Yeah, because people won't say it because they're all trapped in the Hookness of it all. But Hook is fucking boring the shit out of me.
Fuck it. All right, might as well just get into it. Might as fucking well.
I didn't bring up Hook, y'all did.
I was just making a joke. It was just a joke.
Yeah,
Hobbs belongs at the top of the echelon too, but he's another guy.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear what Takeshita had to say?
I heard that shit was wet.
Yeah. He said it doesn't matter how good I am, how great I am in the ring. American crowd will never take on an Asian superstar. I'll never be booked anywhere like I should be booked. And I was like, what the fuck? He was wrong.
And honestly, he's not wrong. It is not, and I don't mean that he is not wrong. Because if you think about it, how many Asian male champions have we had in this country?
In our lifetime, none.
Yeah, exactly.
None.
Not really.
And
none. Literally none. Because Nakamura didn't get the fucking belt that he should have won.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I agree with that. Fuck it, I just get into it.
It's time! It's time! It's
Dynamite!
Sorry, I was going to remember and mention Inoki, but never mind.
Might as well.
No, that didn't count, Pepsi, Phil.
That's what I'm saying. The one Japanese man that won it, they like, nope, doesn't count.
They don't acknowledge it, so Backlund could have his 3-year run. I'm so sorry, Poppy.
It's fine. It's fine. It's just that somebody has a bedtime, so I'm trying to rush this so he can go to bed. So, Dynamite, folks. Again, I know. See, this is why this show is called Debate for that reason. Because we fucking you see, this is why. Here's another one right here, which I'm gonna say, this was not a bad Dynamite. It was great. I actually enjoyed it. It was really, really great. Match was great. The opening match was great. Everything was great on this one. Everything was great. So one thing I can give a shout out to Brian Cage, man. Finally, you see the fucking crowd. That's oh my god. This is what I mean. You see, give him the fucking time on fucking television, Phil, and you see what I'm talking about.
Which meant nothing. Which honestly meant nothing. It's Brian Cage. Brian Cage should have had a shit ton of championships at AEW. And this is the closest he ever came to it.
That's what I mean.
No. Stop. He was a fake world champion too.
Oh, he did FCW
just like Ricky Starks and just like Hook. All we talking about is fake world champions.
Here's the thing, though. It's nice for them to put him in the ring. It's nice for them to bring him out, but it's the same thing they did with Lance. Yeah, congratulations for getting the thing. But here's the thing: is it going to go anywhere? No.
Why don't you ask Mr. Hey? Why don't you ask this guy, huh?
Let's fucking go.
That's
bullshit, Tony Khan.
That's the issue. That's the issue I have.
It's bullshit.
You're right. Cage had an amazing match against Swerve. Like, honestly, I was genuine. Like, I hadn't seen that Cage in a long time in AEW. But I'm sitting there just going, okay, fine. There was a tied into the Mogul Embassy thing. But truth be told, are we going to see Cage again? I can't get excited.
You want me to play it again? I'll play it again. I'll play it fucking time.
Well, my point is, I can't get excited when it's a one-time thing. Like, it's just like it's not going anywhere for poor Cage.
You preach your words when I said.
To add on top of it, the Mogul Embassy literally, and I know this because I got caught up on it all today.
Yeah.
The Mogul Embassy literally just attacked Swerve and did that betrayal last week. He goes to Collision and takes out the Gates of Agony, and he says 2 down, 1 to go. And then he takes out Brian Cage on Dynamite. So hold up, motherfucker. You just ran with this motherfucking stable for months on months on months. And you just took out these 2 big monsters. And granted, I loved how he did a chain around the neck, big cinder block. Loved how Swerve went gritty and dirty on that ass. But hold up. You just took out these 3 monsters in the span of 6-7 days. Come on. Tell us. See what we talking about? Tell a story. And now I fear with monthly pay-per-views, the storytelling aspect of it is going to go away even more. Keep going, Peppersville. I mean,
but that was that's the thing. Like, I know you said it was good to see Cage. Yeah, it was, but I'm sitting there going, we ain't gonna get anything with it. Like, I mean, as great, like it's one thing to have time, it's one thing to have meaningful time. I need meaningful time. And like
You're
I
right,
said,
Phil.
and like I said, it's not getting, and like I said, and the thing is like, and the thing is, the time that Cage had, he was great. And like I said, he made the most of it. And truth be told, he made me want more. And like I said, if they gave it to him, like you said, it would be a fair argument to say, you give him more time, you'd get it. But like, circling back to Ricky Starks, they have given him time. He's had great matches. He hasn't had, in this case, he didn't do anything with it. This case with Cage, they're not giving him anything to do with it. So it's literally one of those confusions where like, they're so inconsistent with their guys. And I don't even know what the decision making is back there, but booking is one of them. I don't think it's a shiny toy thing because Tony does love Cage. Like, Cage is one of his guys. That's the thing. It's not a shiny toy thing. It's Brian Cage is one of TK's guys. So
I swear, Tony just has a fucking sign backstage that just says half-ass it every time, because that's what most of these stories feel like anymore. Like, Mogul Embassy turning on Swerve, it feels half-assed. Because again, what was the point of them turning? It wasn't fucking, Swerve basically kicked us out, like basically pushed us aside. No, Swerve didn't push you aside. You guys basically just fucking Houdini'd, and then all of a sudden came back and were like, hey, remember we're here? Like, what the fuck? It just, again, felt half-assed.
No, it was, like I said, because I remember we actually had that conversation literally the week before they turned on Swerve, and everybody said the same thing. Where the fuck's the Mogul Embassy?
Right? We were saying it for like as soon as freaking Swerve went babyface, we were saying, where the fuck is the Mogul Embassy? Like, where are they standing this? And they're all just sitting on the sidelines going, hey, remember us?
And then they showed up and jumped Swerve.
Yo, KPG, Brian Cage would be a great fake world champion for sure. Brian Cage taking that belt from Mark Briscoe.
Why are you hating on Ring of Honor to that bad?
I've said the Ring of Honor. Justin, how long have I said the Ring of Honor world title is a fake world title?
It means nothing, dude. Like, they basically the prestige the ROH world title had is basically gone at this point.
It's a fake belt. Claudio, not a real world champion. Eddie Kingston, not a real world champion.
Until they get real television, until they get real TV, real TV, they're not a real. It's not going to be a viable championship.
Exactly. As long as they keep it locked away on the app or wherever the hell it's at this point, it's just fucking dulling it down more.
So let Brian Cage go and take that fucking fake world title from Mark Briscoe, and that would be awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
So, I mean.
I'm saving the last match for last because we're gonna get into that. But I'm just going overall basically on this one. We're not going details.
I mean, truth be told, the highlight for me of the night, and unfortunately, the downside of the night was Willow Mercedes Moné.
Why? I'm curious. Wait a minute. Exactly. What? Wait a minute.
Because
before you answer that,
I'm dumbfounded right now.
I gotta hit it. I'm curious.
Let's get ready to rumble.
For everything we debated tonight, here is the debate topic. Wow.
Here's the question. Now, here's the thing. Here's the issue I have right now. In promos, Willow is carrying that entire storyline.
Willow's held herself fucking to like insane standards
Last
right now.
Yes, the promo last night that Willow put on, and the promo she put before that, when she said this smile ain't going anywhere, was probably two of the best promos she has done with that belt so far. Mercedes Moné, who I will say is just a great wrestler. I am not going to argue that point. Promo wise, was not keeping up with Willow. And you can argue all you want, but it is not a good promo from her.
Bro, she basically deaded it as soon as she said that fucking line of the last time we fought, I walked out with a championship. You didn't even walk out. Like
that's the line right there. And Mercedes had no comeback for that. Like, truth be told, if it's me, you need to get pissed off at that line, or at the very least flip that fucking table.
Well, she did get pissed. She slapped her in the face.
And
then she got
out for the Air Jordans.
Like, that's the problem I have right now. Right now, Mercedes Moné, as great as a wrestler she is, cannot keep up with Willow's presence on her promos.
And I'm just picturing this man throwing a pair of fucking Jordans at somebody with the tongue hanging out,
exactly.
Like fucking dying.
But that's the like I said. But honestly, no, it's not really a debate. Like it's been a problem she's had for a long time.
Not for me. I'm just saying, like, for the audience or listeners and listeners.
Okay, yeah. I mean, because I love Mercedes. I love Mercedes Moné, and when she's not in her acting gimmick mode, she's great. But for some reason, until she goes full heel and gets out of this mode she's in, she's not doing well with the promos.
Honestly, it feels like they're turning her heel, but it's just not really doing it.
Yo, what if they did this? Because she needs a mouthpiece bad. What if they had Stokely Hathaway turn on Willow?
God, I hope. Honestly, I would beg for that. Like, that would be great.
Because everyone thinks Stat's going to turn, right? That's how Mercedes is going to win. But what if it's not Stat? What if it's just Stokely who turns? He's been in the CEO's pocket this whole time. And then that way you got, come on. Then you got Stokely on the fucking mic for her, and she can just do her thing. It's,
And so here's the thing. I'm going to argue that she's never been a good promo. She has a good promo when she's, and I posted this in the group, when she's not forcing the gimmick. Because here's the thing. When she's not forcing the gimmick, when she's just herself doing her stuff, because honestly, if you've ever heard her talk about Eddie Guerrero, and like when she was a face, that is one of some of the best work, the best talking she's ever done. When she was beefing with Charlotte Flair, like legitimate heat with Charlotte, that was like legitimately some good promo work. But the problem is that when she's got to quote unquote act like a villain, it sounds like she's acting like a villain. And
I think when she said about her being a trailblazer, it's crazy how far we've come in. What was that, 7 years ago?
Yeah, it was.
Which is so true. Because if you think about it, she did it all. First women's main event, first women's Hell in a Cell.
Yep.
Like
I mean, when she said it, I was like, yeah, damn. Because the problem I had is like, all that's true, but I didn't see any, and honestly, Dusty, thank you. I didn't see any passion. I didn't see any passion there.
Oh, the big Duff. Come on, baby.
At this rate, it's got to be asked. At this point, has Mercedes given enough to say that we should take the title off of Willow? Because in my honest opinion, no. They better not fucking take that title off of Willow. Willow has fucking done wonderful with that TBS title. If they take that fucking title off of her, if they take that title off of her next Sunday, it is the stupidest fucking decision you could have made.
They're going to.
Because here's the thing, I would rather it be one of those things where, like,
the man of 1,000 words. There he is. Fakely.
I would rather they extended it past Double or Nothing and have her lose and then get it the next pay-per-view. Because then they have a reason for her to turn. That's me. Stokely is your mouthpiece for evil because they tried to screw her over. But then we get a point where it's like, then we get it. Because, I mean, she put a woman through a barbed wire table, for God's sakes. How are you going to take a belt off of that woman?
They shouldn't. No, they shouldn't.
How are you going to freaking take it off of her after the way how she's basically fucking beating her in promos? Like, come on.
She's outdone it all in all the facets. She has outdid her in
I'll be honest with you. Her TBS run is probably more fun for me than Jade's run was. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
She's on the belt for a month.
Exactly.
Jade's run was fucking what 60-0, and it was a fucking slog.
Yeah, every match,
like 3 good matches. I forgot
3 good matches.
Ty Conti.
Ty Conti's one of them.
Yeah. Yep. But think about it. Out of 60 matches.
But again, let's go back to it. Is that booking, training? What is it?
Oh, it's a little bit of both. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like at that time, it was just bad. I mean, even Jade was meant like she needed to grow, and she wasn't going to grow at AEW. But the thing is that what Willow's doing right now, actually, she's like, because there's 2 women champions, it feels like there's 2 women champions now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I mean, don't get me wrong, and no disrespect to Julia Hart, because God bless her, she basically put that belt on the map.
She did what she needed to do with it.
She did exactly what she did with it, and honestly, she was a monster. Like I'm in get well soon, kid. But like
basically the past 3 TBS champions have been great.
Yeah.
Stats was great. Stats was great. Julia's was great. And Willow's is already fucking great.
Yeah, and so honestly, I genuinely want to see this get extended. But like I said, I'm unfortunately the Dark Tower of, from a financial standpoint, it makes sense to give it to Monet.
My thing is this though, and I'm with you guys. You guys are, I agree. I think, but the one thing I can say that on this point, what I saw in that segment, and what really the promo of Willow was really a more ruthless aggression that we finally got to see from her that I really enjoyed. I really fucking enjoyed it, and that is something that for finally, instead of hey, yeah. But I know she was, but she was, respectfully. She was respectfully, but I like the fact that she was really like, oh, but I'm the one that took you out and you couldn't walk. Like, oh, there you go. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Yeah, give me that fucking aggression. I was like, fuck yeah.
But here's the thing, though. She didn't break gimmick, though. She was still the same happy-go-lucky person. But she was like, good luck, motherfucker. I broke you once. I'm going to break you again.
No, and I love that because, and I'm with you. That's fine. My thing is really like, that's something that she's like one of those like, hey, cool, calm.
Tim, say it with me, Tim. That's passion.
It wasn't. Oh, baby, that is passion, Daddy. You need the passion. Exactly. Oh, the Willow came out. She got slapped in the face, Mama, and she took that Mercedes money, my student, my pupil. She put it on that fucking table, Daddy.
Mm-hmm. So I mean,
I love it.
I mean, like I said, I did not. That's the thing. I did not feel that on the other side of the table with Mercedes.
No, because you know what? And I'll tell you what. I apologize to interrupt you, and I'm going to say it quick. And I'm pretty sure you're going to feel the same. But my thing is really, I'll run with the persona she has. Mm-hmm. Why? Because you want to give that audience a hateful feeling. She has that WWE style that you came from that gimmick, that you came from that style. You want the audience to be like F you type of shit. Like, and okay, because. Let's be real. I mean, Tim said it too. I mean, she honestly, when it comes to Monet on the promo and the mics, she's not the very best. That I gotta agree with. In this case, I would take the character and run with it and just piss people off. To be like, yeah, whatever. But I am tremendous. I'm all of this. I'm CEO and everything. I know people are not really into it because we haven't seen anything what she's done. I get that, but that's the point of it. You really, they really think about it. It's really like, okay, let's run with that. If I was given a sharpener, I'll run with it and be like, I'll make this woman be hated as hell because you want to build a grown talent like Willow Nightingale, who really has done incredibly great outside of AEW as well in Stardom and in other independent circuits. You want to build that woman up, her what she is. I would love for Willow to win at Double or Nothing, but there's so many scenarios in this case. What other ways to put asses in seats to piss people off? Give her that fucking gimmick, that WWE style gimmick. I come from promotion this way and say fuck you, this is who I am type of shit, and have ass on seats and beat her ass. You know, like I mean her winning and have people be the chaser. That's fine. I'm okay with that. But I'm with you though. I'm disagreeing with you.
No, you're right. No, you're right. And honestly, here's the thing. I think my disappointment comes from the fact that I do want her to do well. Like I really do want her to do well, and I feel like she's not really getting that run, or at least getting the direction she needs from an acting perspective. Because the woman can act. That's not the question about it. So I think they're just not pulling it out of her. Speaking of Dynamite, did you just see what they just announced for Double or Nothing?
What did they announce?
I don't know if they announced it earlier, but I just saw the announcement. Guess who Moxley's fighting at Double or Nothing?
No. Stop it. Hold up. That's not actually for the title. It's for a fucking eliminator.
Oh shit! It is.
That is bullshit. No, put the fucking. All right, you announce. Go ahead.
Yeah.
That's fucking bullshit.
I thought this was an actual.
You bullshit, Tony Khan. Why?
It's not for the. It's not for the title.
I got nothing to say.
You did not just have that fucking man on Wednesday stand there doing this to fucking Moxley.
What
not announce a title match?
Announce it. Yeah. So.
Oh my god.
I mean, I'm like, bro, it's a pay-per-view match, and it's not for the title. I mean, here's the thing: if it's not for the title, Moxley don't need to be there. Then
there it is. See?
Eliminator match. What in the bloody fuck?
God, I want to slap Tony Khan.
This is why Takeshita's pissed.
Why couldn't this just be maybe Don Callis negotiates this? Maybe this is where we get ahead of ourselves, right?
Yeah.
And maybe Don Callis goes ahead and negotiates this into a title match.
Mm-hmm.
Vaguely, when is Dominion? I know it's in
Moxley's wrestling Evil 2 weeks later for the title. All right,
yeah, at Dominion. But
so then Moxley should have been the tag team partner of fucking his partner Bryan Danielson in FTR against the Elite. Then Moxley shouldn't be wrestling one-on-one if it's not for the world title. I mean, why is the world champion wrestling a one-on-one match without the title being in the line? Is John Moxley a pussy? Not the John Moxley I know. John Moxley is the biggest badass in the world, right? Wouldn't he say, I'm putting this belt on the line every time I fight? That's the John Moxley I know.
I mean, also,
you tell me if I'm wrong.
I mean, here's the thing. Everyone knows. I mean, if you watch IWGP enough, you know Moxley's using that belt to you Shoji. Like, I mean, Yuta, he's losing it to Yoda. So
I see that happening. I think.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, Evil, yes, because he's got to take out. I mean, Temple could probably do this much better, but he tells you like he's going to go through most of the old guard at New Japan before he loses it. But I mean, it is. But
it's the same shit.
When he was fighting,
you're right. That is goofy that it's an eliminator match when it's a fucking
literally just defended it against fucking Hobbs. Like, what the fuck?
So why wouldn't Don Callis negotiate? Which I think he still will. I do think this is going to end up being for the title because again, why is John Moxley going to do an eliminator match at a pay-per-view? Stop. PepsiCo, go on.
No, I mean it's basically it. I mean, honestly, it doesn't make any sense. He's gonna. I mean, he has Evil in 2 weeks. Which makes me question, like, other than just, I mean, it's not a world championship for them, so you don't need to put it on your pay-per-view. But if you're going to put it there, make that shit for the belt. And secondly,
maybe so.
I mean, it probably is, but at the
you're
same,
bullshit, Gato.
But at the same,
you're bullshit, Gato.
New Japan doesn't really do 3-ways, though. I mean,
exactly.
We all know this. I mean, that's not.
And I mean, I'm sitting there going, I feel like this is being done because of what Konosuke said in that interview. That's the only reason I think this exists.
I don't get it.
Why? This should have been for the belt. Why?
De Niro just reminded me of fucking interim titles. Oh my god, I hated that shit.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like he only got this match only happened because Konosuke basically said, American audiences don't want a Japanese champion.
I love Takeshita.
I feel like he's been building towards this shit since the Brian Ospreay feud. Moxley and Takeshita have been fucking for a little bit now, dude. Like they've been building towards this. Like this should be. This just goes back to what you guys been saying. I ain't trying to dwell to where Tony Khan is bad with the pencil because if he was smart, this would have been built on AEW soil for Moxley versus Takeshita because they've already been slow building it.
Mm-hmm. And let's face it, Takeshita, honestly, after that Ospreay match, has, shall we say, earned a world title shot.
The man beat Kenny Omega twice. Why was he not fucking in line for a world title after that? Come on.
He had a banger match with fucking Ospreay. That was scary what he did to him.
So I mean, yeah, like I said, now Ivan, run the clip.
No, that's bullshit. Dude.
All right, I will. Hell yeah, see, yeah. I love it. Hell yeah.
That's fucking bullshit.
But honestly, if it is a Gato move, I could understand.
You bullshit, Tony Khan, Gato. Both of you bullshit. Both of y'all.
You got you both that time.
I mean, yeah, if it's Gato, I mean, but again, it doesn't really. I mean, as a fan, it does not make sense to me. Like, you have him defending that shit all over the place. He defended, didn't he even defend it at Resurgence just recently?
Yeah.
So I mean,
by the way, that was a good match too.
He just defended it against Ren Narita. He just defended against fucking Shooter.
Yeah,
that was a good match of him and Shooter.
They were all great
Hobbs
matches.
on fucking Dynamite. Like you said, Pepsi Phil, if you're going to defend it against motherfucking Hobbs, why aren't you defending it against Takeshita? What sense?
And with all due respect to Hobbs, Takeshita is I don't want to say better wrestler, but presence-wise, Takeshita has made a bigger impact than Hobbs has.
Far and away.
So, it's not, I mean, we're talking impact-wise, that's an impact match right there. So, no offense to TNA.
Plus, the last time they wrestled, I think Takeshita bloodied the shit out of Mox. I know.
So I think it's safe to say, as fans, we do not understand what the fuck's happening right now.
I don't even know what the fuck's going. That's
okay. So let's move on from this one. So the next one I'm enjoying, and God, I hope this goes into something truly twisted. Edge and House of Black.
Let's fucking go.
Understand,
Justin.
I think clearly.
Go.
Honestly,
let's fucking go.
I think the reason
chisel him out of that island. Give him a
fucking go.
The reason I enjoy this because I know for a fucking fact this is all Adam Copeland's doing. Adam Copeland loves Malachi Black. He loves House of Black in general, and this storyline has his ass written all over it.
Bro, he's made every member of House of Black look like a fucking killer.
Exactly.
Oh my God, yes.
Like, my God, that is how House of Black should be booked every single time. If those three are not going out there going like, boy, those three probably are about to kill somebody right now. Like, then there's something wrong here. Like, seriously.
Truth be told, they're actually, and I know I'll probably catch this, but it's the same energy when the Brood first came out. Because remember, they would show up, lights would go out, and people would wake up with blood all over them for a while.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty much the energy I see they have with Edge. Because I am having fun. Honestly, the only thing that make this shit better is if Gangrel showed up right now.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Malachi Black and Gangrel together would fucking dial 911 and
just
tell
like
him to get
Gangrel,
here
like he doesn't even need to wrestle. He can literally just come out and literally just like do a chair shot on somebody and then disappear.
The man could literally stand there on the ring apron with the fucking goblet and spray blood in the air. And I just be like, I don't even care what happens the rest of this moment. I just saw Gangrel in fucking 2024. I'm happy.
But right now, that's the thing I'm most enjoying. And the thing is, Kyle O'Reilly is in trouble. Like, I love Kyle O'Reilly, but they put that poor boy in that mix. And I'm sitting there going, you the normal, Kyle. You don't want that smoke. You don't want that.
Shit, don't be surprised to make him the JD McDonough of AEW.
I don't know about that, but I'm because I look at Edge, I look at the House of Black, and I look at Kyle O'Reilly, and my first thought is, one of these is not like the others. Kyle, you not built like these boys. You might want to go back to fighting Kingdom or something. So
see even De Niro saying that
that fucking
Yes.
Adam Copeland will become the evil one after Malachi wins the belt.
I'm good. Honestly, I'm good with that. Honestly, it is long past time Malachi got a belt.
I'm gonna tell you this: if Malachi Black don't walk out next Sunday with that TNT title, I'm coming on here full fucking rage.
I can't wait.
Like I said, I enjoy the fact that Adam Copeland. First of all, I enjoy the fact that Adam Copeland is living his best life right now. All that man is doing, he's just wrestling the shit he wants to do. He's in that Daniel Bryan mode of just like, look, I want to do this. I'm gonna roll with this dude. I'm gonna roll with this dude, and I'm rolling with this dude because it's fun.
He's like, this is my guy right here. He's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make you look like you murdered me. How about that?
Honestly, him stealing the wedding ring is probably the creepiest thing. And I'm like, oh my God, they went there. I'm like looking at go, Beth is at home going, you motherfucker.
And then that backstage fucking segment there with him just fucking being like, it's your family, it's your wife, it's your marriage. I'm like, damn, bro, this is fucking good.
Yeah, that's the Malachi Black we were looking for the last 5 years.
Yeah, no shit. Since he's been sitting in the closet.
Black versus Copeland and the Edgeheads. Well, you know what that means? We got to get Joe Hendry to show up and start fucking his bitch.
What? First of all, now you are just trying to antagonize poor Temple. Wait for it.
There you go. We gotta be big enough. Yes, we need.
Honestly, that's the one I'm having the most fun with. But I gotta tell you right now, I was like, if he wasn't dead in Team AEW right now, I'd actually have it be Edge and the human body double or a human crash dummy, a Darby with Kyle O'Reilly against House of Black.
God.
I mean, he would die several times over a la Kenny, but it'd still be a good match.
You think Malachi hit him with a bus again?
Honestly, I was. Malachi was driving the bus the first time. First of all, I still can't get past the fact that when he fought Brody King suspended him in a rear naked choke over the side of the ring, and that's how he won the match.
Yeah, that was wild.
Exactly. You hung that man by your elbow. What the fuck?
Listen, Hangman Page, you just lost your Hangman in your name now.
Exactly.
Fucking Brody King just fucking took that from me. He's just like, I'm just gonna hang a man in my arms until I just say, hey, fuck it, I'm gonna drop him.
So yeah, and so there's that, and the last one I think we could talk about is
we're gonna save the last match.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this one is like Serena Deeb and Toni Storm, which I'm enjoying the fuck out of it. Like I am genuinely enjoying the fuck out of it. And I will admit, Toni Storm is carrying that storyline by herself, and Serena Deeb's just being badass.
The line she used last night.
The whole speech, man, is Shakespearean as far as I'm concerned.
You're gonna end up like everybody else in Las Vegas, on your back with an ass in your face, wondering what the hell your dignity is. Like, I fucking love Toni Storm.
Mm-hmm. That shit was Shakespearean. I'm like going, that is the greatest monologue I have ever heard in my life.
Okay. You're gonna make fun of a poor child who's like, you're gonna have to rip her off of the bosom that she's attached to. I'm like,
she said something about she did something about her womb, like wombicide or something. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, Tony?
I see. Yeah, it's what De Niro was saying right there. Like, especially like, I'm glad he knocked me out, so I didn't hear this more of some story. But you know what? We have been Cameron Haley. She impressed me in this match too.
Oh, she did fine. She did well.
Fine. Even
2 weeks of impressing. I'll give it to her.
She is one. She was trained by our girl Saraya. So but she's not really that much of a surprise. So
all right. Before we get into the last segment of the match, but TK, Justin, what wants to take it away for how you guys or anything else you want to input before we move into the last matchup?
No, man, I'll be quick. I do think that I wish it was Saraya against Tony Storm. I know we've kind of been there, but they're totally on different levels as they were before. Tony is on such a different level. She's the best in that business right now in that company. And I want Saraya to be used more than what she's doing. It sucks, man. Like she was brought there to elevate the women's division.
Yes.
I get it. It is what it is. They're saving that title change for Jamie Hayter, which if they're pushing Tony to the face side, I gotta think Jamie's gonna come back as a heel. Please come back soon. But Dynamite was fantastic this week. I really enjoyed it from start to finish. Brian Cage showed out. Swerve and Brian Cage was great. I love Christian being that first challenger. Rubbing the Nick Wayne too, rubbing the picture of Swerve's family in his bloody face. I mean,
I need that Christian clip again with the fucking how's everyone's father doing today?
Yes, yeah, and like Swerve, you're not there with your daughter. It was just fucking man. Christian is doing it as Christian does. Because at first I was like, man, Christian, fuck. But then it just makes so much sense. And you want to talk about storytelling? How about how they throw back to everything that Swerve did to Nick Wayne? They're coming back to it. So I mean, like we want to dog him for his storytelling. Let's compliment him for his storytelling right there. Yeah. Willow and Mercedes, same shit, storytelling. Willow's fucking lines right there, and I don't know if they're written for her. She says it herself, but man, you're taking it back to storytelling. Sure, it was in AEW, but there's storytelling right there. It was a very fun, very enjoyable show all around. Malachi will win that title.
Honestly, Malachi right now has done what we wanted him to do 5 years ago. The best part about it is that it feels like the Brody King and those two, the rest of the House of Black are behind him to have him win. So like you don't feel bad about them not having a title because let's face it, if Malachi wins the title, it might as well be the entire House of Black that wins that title.
Oh
which is what I'm hoping for because Edge has been doing because honestly, Edge is not subtle. His love of the House of Black is not. I mean, let's face it, he still misses Judgment Day. He won't say it out loud, but he misses Judgment Day. And honestly, truth be told, this is the storyline he wished he could have done against Judgment Day. Like, I think this is the storyline. When he went heel and when he went face against Judgment Day, this feels like the storyline he wanted to do. Like this, because honestly, I'm sitting there watching him, and he's going to that point where he keeps waffling between being sus and being the face that we love, which is the part I enjoy. I'm just going, Adam don't look right sometimes. Like that match after Kyle O'Reilly, where he wouldn't let Kyle go after giving him a congratulations. I'm like, Kyle, he ain't right, man. He ain't right. So I'm just excited for like what he's doing with that. And I'm going to go here before we get to Cage. Jack Perry.
Oh God!
That man, he embraced his inner asshole in a way that I appreciate.
All right, so
God,
hold on. Before we move into that one, I just gotta ask Justin. Any more thoughts before we?
I'm sorry. Yeah, my bad.
No, I think we're ready for this final bit here.
All right, now we'll get to about it.
Jack Perry has made me happy. Like I'm sitting there going, "You son of a bitch." Like honestly, I'm sitting there going, "You got the neck beard, looking like an asshole," and I'm like,
acting like an asshole.
This is great. Like, and honestly, like I said, I don't know how he's doing, but truth be told, in the Elite right now, as far as I'm concerned, Jack Perry and Okada makes that faction work.
Son of a bitch.
Exactly. Honestly, Jack Perry and Okada is why I like the Elite right now and would not. And as much as I love Team AEW, they should not win.
No, but well, look, we talked about this before, and we knew where this direction was going. Because remember that we all said it how this story should develop. It's best out of 3. Like we're getting the first round of it, and not only that, you know, with the replacement of Eddie Kingston, because that match that he had against fucking Gabriel Kidd, he got hurt.
Oh yeah, I saw
Oh
that.
my god, that match. Jesus.
Yeah, I did see how it happened. Yeah.
Oh, man, that looked bad. But this is why I digress about Tony Khan limiting his talent. Okay, it's fine if you're gonna let him go out there and make your money. I get that. But you at the same time, if you're gonna book them for your pay-per-view events, limit their shit a little bit, not too much, but you know, in the middle man, you know, because you need that man to compete for your pay-per-view. And then what happened this one? He's out. He's out though because he got hurt.
But here's the thing, though. That could have happened in AEW as well. You can't blame that being on the outside. That's just
no. I'm saying generically. I'm not saying on this one. I'm just saying generic. Yeah,
but generically, yeah, it could happen anywhere. Like,
no, I agree with that. I'm just saying generically. Though,
so I mean, as much as I would like, I mean, honestly, I would like them, but let's face it, Eddie Kingston fighting in New Japan Resurgence brought eyes to AEW and strengthened that relationship between New Japan and AEW, which I understand why they did it. So it wasn't like and I understand what you're saying because you're right. The idea of doing like that, I know they do other independents, and I guess technically that's just the way their contracts are built. But I do understand like limiting that because I think this is the second time Eddie's had to pull out a lot of shows because he got hurt, and that's fine. And I understand that. Like, so he stopped doing the independent stuff. But you know, like I said, it's wrestling, man. It ain't ballet. Like I said, it ain't ballet.
But seeing Darby back that quick, so Jack had 3 segments on. Yes, he did. He did.
I mean, like I said, Jack Perry has, like I said, I don't know what snapped for him or what switched him over, but like I said, this is what we were looking for from him. Like when we first announced, when Jungle Boy, when he quote unquote went heel, because this is what we were looking for. So I'm actually just like I'm set hell happy. I mean, I will say Daniel Bryan and FTR is a good team. Darby just feels like a last minute addition, but like I said,
I mean, to be honest with you, Bryan still feels like a last minute thing, though.
Does he though? Because I feel like
because literally, you would think like now what at this point now what was the point of having Bryan have the little twitch fit at the end of the Osprey thing if he was just going to come back?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with that because let's face it, they took out Kenny, and the only person who really fought Kenny to a standstill was Bryan. Well, I mean, you know, and you know, a few other people, but Bryan is pretty much the one that most did it. For me, Darby felt like it. Now, this is where I'm going to agree with Ivan. Truth be told, if he didn't already have 1 foot out the door, I would have made that Ricky Starks. If Ricky didn't have 1 foot already out the door, and if he was still vested in the company, I would have not put Darby in because let's face it, the point of this match, while it is a main event match, it's also to build up your talent, and there's always got to be at least one guy who needs help being built.
But here's the thing for me though, on this one, even though Darby came in soon and broken foot, he got hit by a bus for God's sake. He's coming back already with this shit.
He walked it off.
Yeah, but see, this is here's my catch though, Justin. Here's my thing that I feel that remember we talked about this 2 weeks ago when it first started. Something tells me, and I may be wrong, but I'm just throwing my assumption. Something tells me that next week when we recap Dynamite, or let's say on the day on Double Nothing, let's say Darby they point at him. Oh my God, he's hurt. Who's gonna replace him? And who comes out of the door like right into the arena? Adam Hangman Page. There you go. You see him coming in, being the replacement. I'm Team AEW. Can he send me? Whatever, right? And then let's say all that happens. And then that's when the twist turns. He turns us fucking back on AEW, joins the Elite because he wants his title shot, because he feels that the Elite will give him that title shot for let's say how Justin said 2 weeks ago too, when he said about, oh, the blood and guts. There you go. You're going to have that's round number 2. And then that's what I'm saying. Round 3 is where you involve Ospreay, involve fucking Swerve Strickland on this one, because they're the ones who are going to lead your AEW That's when you go all in of the authority style. That's where it is. You're putting double or nothing now, right? You're getting that double or nothing now. It's double or nothing. Keep controlling that story. Develop it. Like how you said to Phil, like you said 2 weeks ago. It's like an invasion. So it's a mixture of invasion and the power of authority when it was Triple H and Stephanie, versus John Cena and everybody else. Like it's a mixture of both. So these are the 3 rounds they can go with: double or nothing, blood and guts, and end it all at All In. Because that's when Tony Khan will say, I'm going to put it in all in. Because that's when he puts it all in and fucking gives rid of your authority, give it everything. Wembley is your biggest stadium right there. Might as well put it all in. Put in fucking Will Ospreay. Put in Swerve. And then if you want to have FTR to still be included, there you go. You're 4 guys. Or you want to make it 5, add somebody else in that point. The return of MJF, if he makes it to that time. There you go. Versus the Elite. Versus right here, these 4, including Hangman, and there you fucking go and end the story that way. This is the beginning of this story where we're gonna get this. I don't see them losing. I don't see the Elite losing. I see them winning. I see probably someone replacing Darby on this one, and it'll be Hangman, and that's when you'll do the twist or turn. Kenny's gonna be like, "You son of a bitch! You turn your back on me. I thought we were doing together." That's when the whole story. Remember, you did it to me, all blah blah, and that's when the Elite's gonna give him the title shot to against Swerve, and that's how you get Swerve involved in the story. That's
honestly,
how
I wouldn't even take Darby out for it. I just keep him in. You have Hangman show up, and you just have him fuck over Team AEW.
I mean,
just be like, well, during the match, like Sting.
Yeah,
just have him show up and just be like, listen, and then the next when he comes out to cut that promo and just everyone's asking why, Hangman, why? You just have him come out there and you basically say, listen, you had the opportunity to fucking pick me to defend AEW and you didn't fucking do it. Well, guess what? I'm gonna freaking stand by my freaking family, my friends, these guys right here.
I mean, truth be told, you could do it the same. You could do it the same way they did with Austin. Like you could literally just do it the same way they did with Austin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Like he doesn't need to be a team member. He could just literally just come out of nowhere and just like Hangman just hit him in the head with a chair and go and they won. So so I think for me that one works much better than like the whole thing about making him a friend and then just screwing him over because I like it. For me, I find it really hard to believe that Kenny would be on the same team with Daniel Bryan. I think that's the only quibble I would have with your storyline. But other than that, I think Kenny's going to be the one to come in and screw everybody over. And then I think that's where, hopefully, if Kenny gets better, which I don't, he's not getting better before, but it'd be nice if Kenny could get better. And then it's like Kenny, and then you bring in Swerve, and then you'd have like a full quote unquote super elite battle with each other. But I don't know. They have enough stuff in there right now to actually have that go multiple directions. But I will say this though, Ivan, I do hope this is a best of 3 kind of situation.
And I wish that was true what you guys are saying. Like Ivan, what you were like, I was sitting there like just drooling with what you were saying. I'm like, yeah, Poppy, all right, Poppy. But at the end of the day, because I feel like this is too rushed, way too rushed. I was like, why the fuck are they doing this so soon? Like, Team AEW just comes out of nowhere. It's Eddie, it's Brian. Eddie, Brian, and FTR makes sense. But like, why the fuck are you doing this shit like 4 weeks into a feud? I don't know. It just felt like, I feel like he does replicate WCW a lot. Because that first War Games match that they had against the NWO versus WCW, where it was Luger, Arn Anderson, Ric Flair, and then like fake Sting or whatever was fucking trying to get involved in that shit. Sting, Sting came out and he's like, see, I'm the real me. I don't know. I feel like they're trying to replicate something, but Darby is not a draw here. I get the feud with Jack Perry. They had long reigning history. They're part of the 4 pillars, but he does not do anything. If you're going to bring Hangman back into this, which is what I feel like they should have done, you bring Hangman back on Dynamite. Maybe they do it again. Remember how we just said about Don Callis and maybe he gets to catch the real title match? Maybe Hangman is still coming on this Dynamite. So I feel a couple of times I've ragged on Tony Khan and like the next week on Dynamite, he went and like did what we were talking about. So I don't want to like rag on him too hard, but Darby should not at all be a part of this fucking match.
Thank you.
He's a horrible fucking addition. I was so excited to see who was Eddie Kingston's replacement was, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I get, all right, cool, you're in Seattle. So, like, did they only do it because they were in his hometown? Like, seriously, if they were in fucking Chicago or something, would they have put Darby Allin as, like, the guy to come back? Or they just like, hey, Darby, we're in fucking Washington. Let's bring you out. Like,
I mean, Darby makes sense, but he doesn't make sense at the same time because the whole Sting thing with the Bucks. So that's where it kind of makes sense. But again, it doesn't make sense because, again, he hasn't really done anything with the Elite outside of that since then. So what the hell does he have to do with this whole thing?
But to be fair, it doesn't have to be with the Elite because he and Jack Perry had this very long history together. So, like, him being the photo Jack here, you got Brian to Okada, you got FTR to the Bucks, and now you got Darby to Jack, which I totally get. But fuck, man, it just, I don't know. I just, like, Claudio would make, listen, I get Claudio's a third member of the BCC. Claudio, what if they didn't fucking go? I get New Japan and AEW are very much linked together. But what if they didn't say that Gabe Kidd fucking hit Eddie with that suplex and fucked Eddie Kingston's legs up? What if they said Claudio attacked Eddie because he's like, this is bullshit. You're a bitch. I'm Brian's partner. I'm in this match. And FTR and Brian were like, fuck it. We don't give a shit, dude. Like, that seems more real to me than Darby in this match. I don't know.
I mean,
but the thing is on that, and very quick, but I'm with you what you're saying, but see, this, you mentioned about it, remind WCW. This is where you can input the WCW. Kind of like how the beginning of it, when it was Nash and Hall versus Sting and Savage, and who was the third member for, I mean, who was that partner for Savage and Sting? That's where you can introduce Adam Hangman Page in that situation. It's like, as I'm saying, Darby gets hurt during the pay-per-view or before, like next week, and then, you know, they don't have a member. They don't announce anybody, right? That's when you see Double or Nothing. Oh, Hangman is the final member for Team AEW, and that's when the whole turn. That's when you have the whole turn. But
you got to tell that story starting on Dynamite before the paper.
But even though it's rushed, I know you said that, Tim. But the one thing is, it's the rush for the 3 rounds because it's still not over. Because it's going to be continuing at Blood and Guts and ended at All In.
I hope we get a 5-on-5 in Blood and Guts because
that's what we're going to get.
Needs a 5-on-5.
So that's why adding Hangman to the picture will be 5 to this faction, and then now they got to figure out who's going to be the next 5 for Team AEW. That's where you add the 2 guys who are your future,
Moxley and Eddie.
Or we could do the thing like we talked about the one time where it starts where you had Hangman in there and the Elite goes into this match wondering, I wonder who their partner's going to be. They like, don't worry, our partner will show up. He doesn't show up to like start the match, but later on, that's when you get the Hangman turn.
So I will say this though, in regards to why Darby, I'll give the Young Bucks credit for pretty much doing a callback where they basically literally say the last time we saw you was right before we retired Sting. So there is that line right there that does give the through line that makes sense for Darby to show up. But at the same time, if we're leading towards it, truth be told, I'd actually rather Darby would not be the one I'd pick. Like I honestly, I wouldn't even want Swerve or Ospreay in for this one.
Not this one. Yeah, no, I'm with you. Not this one. I'm saying, I'm saying about All In.
Yeah, but by All In, even by All In, I wouldn't have him. I'd have to be like somebody like I bring in Moxley as being number 4, and then the 5th. And this is again after Kenny screwed them over. This is after Kenny screwed them over, and it's 5 on one side. It'd be Moxley. I don't know if it could be Claudio, because I don't want it to be a BCC FTR versus the Elite thing. But there'd be like, I'm trying to figure out who else I would have. And honestly, at this point in time, the only person I could think to put in there would be Konosuke. Like Moxley, because Moxley and Konosuke already have a history with each other. Because they knew each other in Japan. It could. Like, so having like Moxley, Bryan, FTR, and Konosuke would probably be a way to go for me for that by All In. and then just these guys running roughshod with Kenny. And honestly, it would probably, I mean, like I said, I could truly give a damn about the Elite other than Jack Perry and Okada. So, and Kenny Omega would literally just make it a little bit better for me. Because as much as I will admit, at this point in life, this is the most interested I have been in the Young Bucks doing anything other than playing a video game against the New Day ever.
Again.
Congratulations to them. Congratulations to them for being interested. But yeah, so it should basically. And I mean, I know it sounds terrible. Like honestly, if nothing else, I still admit they're still great wrestlers. It's just they're not interested. But they have done, like I said, they have done a really good job of kind of leaning into the EVP douchebag thing that CM Punk basically started. So I was like, they're just like, well, fuck it, might as well go ahead and do it. So, but yeah, so it's been this. But I gotta tell you right now, I'll be honest with you. In AEW, this is the least interesting storyline to me.
Wow.
I am more vested in Tony Storm because, and this goes back to what Tim said. Longer storytelling, that was a longer build, and the storytelling for that's been stronger. Willow and Monet has been a stronger story build for that one because they've been doing a good job building that. Edge and House of Black is a slow burn right now that I really do like. This just feels, even at this point, even though that technically it started when Okada came, this still feels slapped together for me. This does
I get your feeling, but I'm just saying this is just the beginning of it. Because
even at the beginning of it, like see, here's the thing though. Edge and House of Black, that is still brand fun. That's only 2 weeks old. That is 2 weeks old, and I'm vested in that bitch.
I know, but
this is at least a few months, and I'm still not vested in it really.
Even Swerving Christian's freaking a hell of a lot more interesting right now.
Thank you. The Redeemer know what I'm talking about. Damn.
I'm with you on that. I
will freely admit it's probably because of the fact that I am just not a huge fan of the Elite in general or the concept of the Elite, which again could be me, but honestly, it's one of those things where it's like I'm just not vested in this one.
It does feel like it's dipping. It does feel like it's dipping in interest right now because it started. It's like again, we started off with the whole footage thing, and we had our whole spat about that. And it felt like it kind of picked up, and we got a little bit more interest into it. But now it just feels like they're throwing stuff at the wall. Yeah, and it's just like it's not really working.
And I will admit that is what wrestling is at times, like just throwing shit against the wall, see what works. But more stuff is falling down than what's sticking to the wall for me.
That's why I wish they could give us the fucking Sharpie and we can figure this out how to get it that way because there's ways. I get where you're feeling because I feel it the same when all of this started because there's a lot of feuds and heading into this pay-per-view that it doesn't really gets us really intrigued. I know Bakley's mentioning about Roddy and Ospreay, which we forgot to mention about that. That promo was great with both of them. I really enjoyed that.
That was some good shit right there.
That was good shit. And I love how and I know that build is like, what? Okay, for the belt already. Okay, that's fine. I'm okay with it. It is what it is. But seeing Roddy again being that serious, it's been a while. I haven't seen fucking really. When have we seen Roddy be that way? He hasn't been that way. But when? I don't remember him in NXT being that way. Like, I'm tired of the goofy shit from him because I know who Roderick Strong is. I see them in PWG. I see what he can do. The guy has potential. It's just that's the one thing that is like, there's so much shit to it. There is a lot of things to it. I know this is the problem that I feel that Tony Khan kind of slipped the ball on when he agreed on having a monthly pay-per-view every month for 12 months. It makes it difficult for fucking stories to be built so quickly. Unless you take advantage of those pay-per-views, not through technically rematches, but ones that make sense to it, with depending what story you're going with. If you know what I mean. I think that's probably the only way. Like, okay, that's fine. You can make it like feel like an independent pay-per-view. You know, that's absolutely fine. I get it. You know, we're independent fans, so like I'm not here to say I'm only this. No, I'm just saying like make it sense for the audiences, like how we see how you guys are saying. It's not investing on this story, but there's other ones you're invested on, even though it's so fast lane. That's fine. I'm okay with that because we're testing the waters. But then again, take advantage of these, you know, these monthly pay-per-views and develop the story. That's why I feel like this one, I would take advantage of for those 3 events. Take advantage of those 3 events to build it all the way to All In. The meaning of All In, the word All In, is why I said that 2 weeks ago, because that say you're putting it all in because you're gambling here. The first segment here of this storyline, you're gambling in, which is why it's called Double or Nothing. You're
Don't be
gamble
surprised if by the
again.
end we hit All In. Don't be surprised if when we hit All In, the match is called fucking Ultimate Gamble.
So here's the thing. Also, they need to pay attention.
Shout out to Nick from Ring Fanatics. We talked about that, Nick. But
so here's the problem I have on this one. That I think when you have a monthly pay-per-view, and I'm speaking for the average person, that shit is expensive.
I know. He knows that shit. What do you think HBO Max is already interested in getting that shit?
That is $50 a month. That is legit cable. That is a cable subscription.
What do you think? Why HBO Max is now interested in getting all the pay-per-views? Because they saw what NBC is doing. What you mentioned.
Thank God.
No. That might be, but until it happens, it's still an expensive proposition. For
I am with you. I don't disagree.
So the problem I'm having is that if you're going to build something, it's going to have I swear to God, every pay-per-view, if you're going to have it once a month and make people spend that much money, it's going to have to be like Revolution every single time. It's got to be that level every single time. Because if you dip even one time, people are going to be like, I'm not paying for the next one.
Yeah.
And if they do 2 times in a row, they're like, shit, I'm not paying for this. I'll just wait for the recast somewhere or do it illegally. So that's my issue with this one.
You mentioned it earlier too, Phil.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, they are losing NBA. Well, at least until it goes through, we're not sure. But right now, yeah. So I understand why he's doing these intense story builds, but at the same time, this intense story build feels a little too slapped together haphazardly sometimes. Because instead of using big names, instead of just actually doing big stories, I feel like they're spending too much time on just the big name prospect. Because I know, because let's face it, Darby Allin's a huge fan, has a huge fan base. So from an ass and seats perspective, it makes perfect sense to put Darby in there. From a story-wise perspective, they're going, like you said, Tim, Darby? That's the problem. That's the big thing right there. Like at a certain point, it really does just come down to money. And like I said, which is why I think we're concerned that Monet's going to beat Willow for the belt.
We're not waiting to see about that. All right, folks, we're going to close it out here, folks. But before we do, don't forget, this is what's happening on Saturday. You have doubleheader on Collision because of the NBA Finals. So you have, this was announced today, Serena Deeb versus Anna Jay on Collision. The main event, Will Ospreay versus Shane Taylor, which we saw happen last week. He got involved in the situation with him and Lee Moriarty. So, which he sold for Shane Taylor, but I'm happy for Shane Taylor getting an event with Will Ospreay. And also announced for that doubleheader, you have Deonna Purrazzo versus Robin Renegade, and you have Roosh in action. That's what you're going to have coming up on Saturday, doubleheader, folks. But before we close it out here, folks, because we went over our time, so we're going to have to close it out here, so we apologize, folks. But don't forget that Saturday, you're going to have the return of TRWT. They are back in action, which they will be back Saturday. Make sure that you tune in and subscribe here. If you have not, to all of our audio platform listeners, make sure you subscribe and follow us and tune in at 8:30 Eastern and 7:30 Central, 5:30 Pacific. They will be live. The return, of course, is last Saturday of Wendy and Bruce. And you're also going to have De Niro that will make his back-to-back tomorrow. He'll be back tomorrow live on the rest of the Delorean podcast. He'll go ahead and giving his recap on Dynamite and overall and everything else that he has to talk about. Stay tuned for that. And also don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, that as well, make sure that you go to right here, which I'm going to try to get rid of this quickly. And there you go. Make sure one website where you can find all your news of sports, and make sure you go to it. And that is right here, rotobetweentheropes.com. Make sure you go there, folks. As you can see, you go there and you get everything, all the sports you get. As you can see, you get pro wrestling, you get the sports, you get also NBA, you got NFL, you got baseball, you got streets, and the Banger podcast here, Tim King, giving you guys updates of what's going on in the world of sports. See, you got MLB, you got the franchise right here. You got everything there going on. You got the NFL. You got everything that is going on here. You got a lot of things happening here on this website, and also in the playoffs of the NBA, they're keeping you updates of what's going on with the NBA draft, everything else, all the entertainment that is here. As you can see, everything is here on this website. Once again, for everybody who's watching and listening, Roto, ROTO, betweentheropes.com. Go there and get all your news, all your updates, everything else on this website, folks. Make sure you do that. Make sure you do that. And one more thing till we close it out of here. Don't forget that this show, this episode, this network is once again brought to you by Pepsi Phil Esquire. Because this man, he gives you the website. He gives you everything here overall. But also he gives you is a nice can of a 12-pack Pepsi. He gives you that. Make sure he's our attorney at law, because he will fight for you for everything. If you're having a bad day at work and your boss is giving you a hard time, or your coworker's giving you a time, call Pepsi Phil Hathaway Esquire. Make sure you call him 1-800-Mussolini. If you're having a neck problem, or you're having I gotta take a shit problem, you can't take a shit because they're trying to make it old, you call this man, Pepsi Esquire, 1-800-Mussolini. Because he will fight for you. Ain't that right, Justin? Break it down, Justin.
That is right. And also, Pepsi Phil and Pepsi are not responsible if you receive the wrong type of Pepsi that you don't like.
That is right, folks. That is right. And make sure. But yes, folks, we went our overtime, so we apologize. We took over. But we appreciate you all for tuning in here in this incredible, fantastic, stupendous time that we have here. But I'm going to let everybody else, let them know where you can find them, where you can watch them. But besides here, because they are part of this familia, but I'm going to let them go ahead and let you guys know. So we'll start off with the man with the $3.99 that keeps us going every time, because he always brings that up.
Hello, ladies.
Yes, that is Mussolini and Kennedy. He's a motherfucking Pepsi.
And yes, that towel is still on.
$3.99. Attorney loves 12-pack Pepsi. Oh, he's the motherfucking Pepsi. That's
we trying to go home, bro. Trying to go home.
Me too. I have to wake up in 4 hours. Don't worry, but go ahead.
And yes, that towel stayed on all stream, guys, so don't worry.
Yes, it did. You can find me on Instagram under PhilipJP24601, and just look for my link tree for all the links you need.
That's right.
So,
Redeemer!
I'm just busting out quickly. Yep.
I know. We're getting out of here. Redeemer, let the people know where they can find just in time, because the world needs to know that it's game over.
Well. You can find me on X at JustinTime211. Follow my co-host, my brother, at JeremyInTime721. Other than finding me here on Circle of Debate, you can find me around. I'll be everywhere, because the Redeemer has to redeem himself, and he's doing a damn good job at it, I would say.
That's right. And if you don't, folks, this is what happens.
It was at this moment Jackson knew. He fucked up.
God, that hurts me every time I see that clip. Good
I know,
Lord.
I know. And of course, our papi right here, the Banger Podcasting.
Banger.
After banger, baby. Not burgers, folks. Bangers. Burgers I might have.
And again, if you ain't banging with us, what is wrong with you here?
Exactly.
Pause.
3 to see that's what I mean by $3.99, folks. Because yes, that's where you get to go like. Let them know, Banger. Where can they find you, TK?
Yeah, you can find me here Thursday nights talking wrestling, wrestling BTR on Twitter, website Roto Between the Ropes, just a bunch of lists and shit. I got like hundreds of lists I got to release and stuff. Yeah, man, some fantasy football content from Streets, all the great podcasts from the Debate Network on Beyond there, and yeah, man, my guy Dylan always doing work with graphics. Dylan messaged me. He's like, bro, I'm bored. Do a website or something. So I'm like, all right, I got shit to do. So, yeah, man, here we are. Put it together. RotoBetweenTheRopes.com. Poppy, I love you, bro. You're the best dude. Hardest working man in the game. Pepsi Phil, sexiest man in the game. And Justin, my tag team partner, my brother. Love you, baby. Love you all so very much. Yep.
Bang with Oos. Arch is like I don't even know what it's. Find TK in your DMs every odd day of the week.
Yeah, every other
odd day of the week. That's even better.
That is
like better. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays.
That's right.
So like,
Autobots, transform and roll out.
We're rolling out here, folks. But so once again, we appreciate everybody for watching or whoever listening in on audio platforms all around the world, from Brazil, from Europe, from Japan, from Vietnam, everywhere. Thank you, everybody. Gracias a todos por aquí escucharnos. Todo México, todos los estados, Guatemala, Salvador, donde sea. Gracias por todo el apoyo y el corazón que nos tienen para nosotros aquí en este canal. Y no se olvide de suscribir y seguirnos aquí adelante cada jueves, cada viernes, cada sábado, casi todos los días aquí. Do not forget to follow us here. We appreciate you all for tuning in. Well, don't forget, tune in tomorrow here for Wrestling Delorean Podcast. He'll be live tomorrow here on YouTube as well on this channel. Saturday, do not forget as well that TRWT will be live as well. And we'll be back on Monday for Raw, Dogging with Dom. And with myself, we'll be watching the last Raw. And next week, we got a whole packed show for you guys because there's a lot of things coming up next week. But until then, folks, we appreciate you all. And don't forget right here that the banger and the redeemer and the sexy Pepsi Phil attorney of law. We don't just podcast, do attorney of law, do 399, do music, do the greatest website you can see right there between Roto between the ropes.com. Besides doing all of that, folks, we fucking make history. Buenas noches. Good night, everybody. Until then, peace.
Must bid you adieu, a goodbye, mwah, and good night. Oh my God, it's so great. Bang! Yes!